Holy shit, is it over? Damn, that song is long, dude. Holy cow. Hold on, the music is pumping. You know what we need after that? Just to like totally throw the vibes, like with the 180. Breakneck. Hold on a second. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This is how every radio station starts another song, by the way. They start talking and then they scroll through a list. That's what we need. We gotta bring the vibes back. Play the happiest song you can think of. This one is up there, honestly. I don't know what's going on in this song. What are the lyrics of this song? Hold on. Are there lyrics? Not listed because this is locally installed. What are they saying, Proton? Teach me. There's words. Those are words. Condensed milk. They're just saying that over and over again. Like a Pokemon. Shoo! Okay. Dude, this spin drift hits so hard, man. They don't say UPA, really? Honest question, is that how that emote is pronounced? Is that how the word is meant to be pronounced? UPA? It's a song about dating and being in love. It's so beautiful. Joopy Jedge? I've heard people call it Joopy Jedge, but I don't think it's Joopy Jedge. I think it's UPA. Let's get this party started, folks. Let's do it. Let's do it. The beginning, folks, has been uttered. Wow. What up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I can't believe it's only Tuesday. Are you fucking shitting me? 1, 2, 3, Stream Elements, Goofy Stream Pod, Nicole Cannoli M, Candy, thank you so much for that 30 months. Holy. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well, Candy. Crunchy P, DJ K, Zorark, what up? Proton, Bearded Joe, Platinum Fox, Manadona, what up? How's it going? And Tyler R. Davis, how's it going? This recovery shit sucks. Dude, Tidge, you're having, would you argue that like the past couple weeks, okay, let's say like the past week has been the most transformative week of your life? Yo, Jellyfish Vibes and Jez the Cleric, what's up? And Vissa, how's it going? Everybody got in the same car, carpooled. I feel like getting the surgery done and getting $7.99 within the same week is probably one of the most impactful. Like, think about it. When's the last time you went through something this crazy? This is a pivotal point in your life. Maybe it's a sign of great things to come. I hope so. Either way, I hope the recovery, even though it may suck, is going well. My mic is not where it usually is. We're gonna let it sit here though, because I kind of like having full view of my computer. Tidge should get the crown all day. We can make this happen. And you know what? It is ethically right to do so. I picked him up and I dragged him over whoever had the crown. I let him steal it, and now he's safe in the playpen. Nobody should be able to steal it unless they get too close. I actually don't know if the like hitboxes overlap. How is everybody's week going? I cannot believe it's only Tuesday. I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. This week has felt so long already. I've just been tired. I think I'm like mentally tired at work. There's like so many different things going on. It's chaos. Piling that on top of just everything in the world at large. Sheesh. Friday's a holiday? What holiday you guys got? Is it Easter? Wait, do I have to work? I might not have to work either. Actually, there's no way I don't. Wait, there's no way I don't have the... I'm gonna have to work. I don't think we're off. You're 6 to 6? Is that your shift? 12-hour shifts? Damn. There's just like a confluence of things at work that is driving me up the wall. And then like, I don't know. 6 to 7. Only a 1 hour workday? Hell yeah, that's pretty sick. Post-project burnout. You got work to do still technically, but it's light stuff compared to the 7 months of 70 to 80 hour weeks. Sheesh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like, as happy as I am that the weather is better and like spring is happening and like it's warming up outside and it feels good to be outside and blah, blah, blah. I'm like met at the same time with like this violent urge to be productive that I assume is coming from like, you know how like shit rolls downhill. It's like, I'm feeling good because the weather is nice. That also means that the people that like call the shots at our company are probably feeling that same energy and like are ambitious and have like all these plans, but for the most part, they don't have to actually execute the plans. They just have to make up the idea, right? So we're the ones that are actually like looking at the shit that they want and we're like, oh man, this is cool, I guess, but holy fuck, bro, chill. They're feeling spring break. Maybe that might also be part of it. I miss having like dedicated time off of school. Woke Gen Alphas will have 6 to 7 shifts. It's the morning after they take ice bath and rub banana on face. It's the Pirates home opener. Are Pirates a baseball team? The Braves started like last week, and the amount of people on the Atlanta subreddit that were like, what the fuck is with all the fighter jets flying around? I was like, the answer to every single one was, oh, they're doing a Braves flyover. Like, they're flying over the Braves opener. And I don't know why, but it warranted like hundreds of posts on, well, maybe not hundreds, but a lot of posts on the subreddit. Area subreddit question. Does anybody else see that weird helicopter? What's that weird helicopter doing? It's flying, dude. What the fuck do you think it is doing? But yeah, so what we're doing today, by the way, what's the most overrated restaurant in town? Oh yeah, people love, oh, I'm coming to Atlanta to hang out with some friends. What should we do? I don't know. Ask your friends. Is it just me or is traffic worse today? No, what's even better is when people are like, look, I know school just started, but can we just talk about the traffic? And it's like, sure, you're allowed to circle jerk. You're allowed to vent with each other, etc., etc. That's fine. But like, why do we gotta phrase it like that? Just complain. New game project, let's fucking go! Yes, Kroofs! In fact, I wanted to talk about this idea a little bit because I think it's gonna be different from a lot of the stuff I've done before. I kind of feel like I just need to make something. I need to like do something. I have this like nagging, insatiable desire to have to like output something because there's like a lot of just like inane things on my mind that I feel like I can't get out unless I do something. And so like I'm kind of treating this project as a journal. Like I almost kind of want to spend time every day just putting a journal entry into the code base of it, like literally commenting out a block of just being like, today fucking sucked and here's why, or today was awesome and here's why, stuff like that. And just let that be littering the code base. And then also use it as inspiration for things in the game because I want this game to be very like cerebral and weird. Yo, the Barnacles, what up? How's it going? Cerebral, weird, with like a pretty straightforward gameplay loop mechanic, I think. So we'll see how it goes. Is it gonna be story driven? Not quite. Not quite. I think it's gonna be more just like gameplay mechanic focused with a veneer of a veneer of storytelling, if that makes sense. So, we'll get into that. I've already done some mock-up work. I haven't really hooked up any gameplay logic or made nodes or compartmentalized things. It required a lot of like initial like design space setup and like testing of certain things. So I did that already. And I know how I want the gameplay mechanics to function on a basic level, so we can start working on those base level mechanics and creating some assets and stuff for it. So we will be doing that today. I'm calling, the game doesn't really have a name. I called it Crash Out Limbo because that's what I named the repository as soon as I spun it up in a coffee shop. So for now, it'll be called Crash Out Limbo. And later it may change. It may stick with that name. I just feel like the name doesn't really matter. I don't know what capacity I intend to release something like this. I think the important thing is to just focus on actually working on something and trying to get something out. Because I was looking at my like itch page and it's a little overdue for something new. So we'll get that going. We'll get it going. I'm excited about it. I think it has a lot of room for weirdness and stuff like that. Just like almost like pointless flavor text, like vibes. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll get that going here shortly. I'm still decompressing from work. Grr. Work has been so... I don't even know how to describe it. It hasn't felt like this in a long time. But we'll make it through, presumably. Nope. I wonder... Work is a major drag. Yeah, it is. Jazz Jackrabbit? Don't look at me! I never played this game. I feel like a poser. But it was requested. It was a Genesis game, right? I didn't have a Sega Genesis. That was my cool older cousin had a Sega Genesis. DOS? Well, we definitely didn't have a PC that could run games until I was like 14. The best we got, I remember my grandma got a Windows computer that had that like skiing game. You remember that with like the Yeti that would eat you? I think it was called like Ski Free or something like that. That was like insane. I was like, hell yeah, this is cool as fuck. I was like, computers can play games. I was definitely like a child that understood that a game console played games and that computers were for like spreadsheets. And when I learned that computers could play games, I was like, what the fuck? This whole time? You played this in Yoda Story on your aunt's PC? What is Yoda Story? And then I played Roller Coaster Tycoon. No, I didn't play Roller Coaster Tycoon growing up. Once we got a computer that could play games, I played like... WoW. Yoda Story is so cool. Is it? Or are you being sarcastic? Roller Coaster Tycoon, officially making your childhood better, so there. Well, I'm glad you had that experience. I don't know, I was definitely like a stay in my room and play on my consoles or like my Game Boy or something like that. It's an old roguelike. Like a game that's actually like Rogue and not like The Binding of Isaac. It's not choose 3 type situation. Wait, DJK, I thought you didn't play 2D games. This sounds pretty 2D to me. Unless it isn't. Is it 3D? Hello, Imperial 2014. How are you? Battle Golf fell off. Super Battle Golf? It did kind of fall off, didn't it? I haven't booted it up in like 2 to 3 weeks. But I think that's mostly because like nobody I know has wanted to play it either. Am I using Godot? I am. We'll be using Godot today for the project that we're starting. Hey, I have a question. Those of you that came in that have been here before, did you guys get like the chat rules pop up again? No? Oh. Okay, I added a rule. I didn't know if it like made everyone accept the terms or whatever. This chat does rule? Indeed it does. Did you break a rule? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Sorry. I just was like, you coming in and me seeing that there was a first time chatter. I was like, wait, I wonder if they got the new rule set. Because I changed it earlier today and I forgot about it. No clankers. What's the new rule? The new rule is, it said something like, bro, I do not vibe code. This is not an AI slop safe space. Yeah. Vissa found it. What kind of game am I making on Godot? Today I'm making a, well, not today. For the foreseeable future, I'm going to be working on it's like a grid-based puzzle game that's very simple. Denied? All right, Proton. Sad to see you go, but love to watch you leave. We're making a grid-based puzzle sort of game. The mechanics of it are very simple, I think, but it's mostly... There's ways to iterate on the idea to make it a little bit more complicated and varied, so we'll get into that in a little bit. You tried to make a cloud puzzle game, but it didn't work out, so you made a roguelite? Made it as a roguelite? So are you like a cumulus cloud, a cumulonimbus cloud, and you can grow up to be a cumulostratus cloud or something like that? How did you see the new chat rules? You shoot raindrops and lightning bolts? Yo, that's kind of cool. Give me some like hail powers. Anything a cloud can do. So, tornado. Is a hurricane just a big angry cloud? Feel free to steal the idea. Maybe someday. I've had ideas before about playing as a cloud because I wanted to make a game where like you were just like a cloud and if you floated over the landscape, like you could either choose to be evil or good. And if like a village was begging for water, you could like float over to like a body of water, collect the water, carry it over to the village and then dump it on them. So they're like, woohoo, we can grow crops. Or you could like, I don't know, ignore them so they die. Or you, I don't know, cover their city for like days and days on end, making it so they don't have sunlight. And the end of the game is raining your final drops on a thirsty field. Sag? No, that's good. That means you completed your cycle and you could start it all over again. You ever think about how there's probably some clouds in the sky right now that it was your piss at one point? Why did it got so quiet after I said that? That was like really uncomfortable timing with the quietness. Oh, I see your image. That's cute. Yeah, the prototype looks good. Nice. I don't know why. I was expecting like I didn't expect side where you're like flying. I thought it was gonna be top down. I like this idea better though. I like the side. So y'all never thought about that before, but now you have thought of that. So next time you look at a cloud and you go, wow, that cloud looks like a chicken leg, Also keep in mind that there's slight chance that at least one of those rain, like the water molecules up there, is your piss or was from your piss. Like tears in rain. Rain on parade. Yeah, but how much of the non-water part of the pee actually makes it to the sky? So like the salt. What else is in pee? Probably some bad stuff, right? Rain on people to ruin their day. In the game idea I was just describing before, where you like get to choose if you help people or not, you should also, there should be like a village where like someone's like, oh man, I wish the cloud looked like a dog or something. Or you can riff on that one video that's on YouTube where the guy is like known to psychically be able to punch holes through clouds. Have y'all seen that guy? I think I showed you guys that guy one time. It's sterile. Rip Torn told you that. It is not sterile. That shit is a lie. I don't know who the fuck wrote Dodgeball, but that shit is not sterile. Cloud. Make a hole in the cloud. Yeah, that guy. You can be like, oh, I wish that cloud had a hole in it. And then you can make it look like a donut. Never cook again. Never cook ever again for this next minute. I kind of smell bad. I'm just now realizing. I didn't shower this morning. I forgot. Here's the problem, okay? I showered twice yesterday. And I didn't want to shower this morning because I had to go to work. And I don't really want to shower tonight before bed because guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to shower twice. I need to like spread my showers out. I'm doing like too many on one day. She loves talking about stink unprompted. I am prompted. You know why I'm prompted? I smell myself. Every now and then I get like a whiff and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know about that. And that then prompts me to speak on it. Even though you guys would never know if I just never said anything. I feel like my perception of what y'all have access to when we're like, you know, in this situation gets shifted sometimes. Because I've already talked about it before, but I feel like when I take off my headphones, I can't read the chat because I can't hear you guys. I also kind of feel like maybe sometimes y'all can smell me. So I'm like, oh, I should probably smell better. What do you mean here? It's like my brain can't interpret the words that you're typing if I don't have the headphones on because it is cutting off a source of information. I know, it doesn't make sense. I understand it doesn't make sense. But you know how like you're like intaking and parsing information that you're hearing basically all the time. When you remove that piece of the equation, you suddenly are desperate in like searching for new information and like the information that you were already like being presented. It feels like the pipelines get interrupted, okay? So that's what I mean. Do y'all want to see the prototype I've got so far? It's literally, it's not a prototype, it's a mock-up, but it's like a visual mock-up, which makes perfect sense because what else is a mock-up? Hold on, my full screen Godot for some reason is not taking the full screen. Why do you look like this? How do you pronounce Zeppelin? Zeppelin like that? You would like to be Star Fox 64? You would like to be like a cartridge of Star Fox 64? Oh, wait. Never mind. You're saying something else. Speaking of Star Fox, are y'all excited that Star Fox may be getting a new game soon? Because they are bringing the IP back to life. Why is this happening? Why are you not full screen, bro? There, now you are. That was weird. I had to like drag it around a bit. This is what happens when you take off the headphones. I didn't hear the conversation. I truly don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I lost it. Oops. Okay. So here we are. This is going to be, this represents like something I've not done before. I've never executed on a game in this manner before, where it's a 2D game, but it has multiple viewports at use for rendering out different scenes. So if you run this is, by the way, this is still like heavily not finished or even really fully mocked up, but this is like kind of what it looks like at a base level. There's 2D game elements happening here. This is more menuing space that I haven't blocked out yet, but it's gonna have information about the ship you're piloting and the like modules that your ship has access to. And we'll get into what that means once we actually flesh this part out a bit more. And then there's like a text output window here that will receive like action dialogue and then also like little drips of quote unquote lore, for lack of a better term. So what the game is, or at least how it plays or how it's going to end up playing, is this panel here is going to be populated with a series of numbers. Like each tile that is being highlighted with my mouse as we go over it is going to have a number value associated with it from the, I think it's going to be 1 to 9 to start. We might do 0 inclusive as well, but there's reasons why that doesn't make sense right now, and you'll understand as we talk about the mechanics. But the basic idea is that these will be randomly populated with numbers 1 through 9. Your ship will have modules on it. So like, I don't know, let's take some kind of missile or maybe like a laser beam of some variety. It doesn't really matter. This is like some manner of offense. Like a gummy ship? Yeah, kinda. It'll have a laser beam. To fire the laser beam, you need to select in a row or a column, highlighting, or a box shape, really. It doesn't really matter. You need to select boxes with one mouse drag. You can't do like a number here and a number down here. It wouldn't work. You could do all of the numbers on the board by highlighting the entire board, or you could highlight like this or this to have all of these highlighted. The summation of those squares will be what activates modules in your ship. The idea with like the laser beam, for instance, would need a sum of 10 to fire the weapon. So you would have like a 1, 1, and then an 8 here. You could go, and then it would fire the weapon. You could have shields that block incoming damage from an enemy. That would need like 12 or 15, something like that, in order to summate and activate it. You can have modules on your ship that fire at the same number value. So if you have like 2 lasers on your ship that need 10 in order to activate, summating to 10 will fire them. I also think I want to include a way to like give you extra output for your modules depending on if you like have more than 2 tiles in the summation. Like the longer the summation to the value that it's looking for, the better. So like a module that needs 10 numbers added to it would be strongest if you had 10 ones, which would be pretty rare and very difficult to do. But you get the idea. 10 ones is like the most valuable in that situation. And then you have, you know, 2 and then 8 ones, and so on and so forth. Like the smaller number of actual tiles that are utilized, the worse the effect is. But as long as it adds up to it, it still activates in some manner. We'll have to like carve out the abilities and how that functions. I'm thinking like maybe there's like an accuracy buff to doing more offensively. We can hash that stuff out, but that's kind of the basic idea. So that's like I said, that's the basic idea. I'd like there to be a ship or a series of ships that the player could pick from that have like different starting loadouts. But we also need to think of like more weaponry and like the abilities they have. There's also some ideas that I have regarding when we receive damage from an enemy ship. manipulating this board in some way. So maybe like one of these tiles becomes like a piece of debris or something like that, and you can't summate through something that is a debris like that. Maybe it like leaves chunks of them. It basically pollutes the board. Maybe you have an item on your ship that would take advantage of debris. Maybe a flat cannon or something like that. So it's like summation plus at least one piece of debris in the path can shoot something. See, there's like board manipulation ideas that I want to try to implement, etc., etc. So that's the base idea. It's worth mentioning, the basic concept of this game came to me from a Pico 8 game called Make 10. You can play it on Lexalawful. You can also play it on Itch, I believe. It's a very simple setup. I think I've showed this before because I started with a game not too long ago that basically recreated these mechanics, but I didn't have like the full concept fleshed out. So here's Make 10. Essentially all you're doing is you're trying to add 10 as quick as possible, and you'll see like your score goes up based on the number of tiles, including blank ones, that are in the summation, which is not necessarily how I want it to work, because you can see this is going to add up to 10, but you can get a better score by going all the way over here. This is an Apple game. Was this made by Apple? Because this is a Pico 8 game for sure, but it may have existed on other platforms. It's not necessarily a very simple idea, or it's not a very complicated idea. Skirt. Like literal apples, the web game? I don't think I've played Apples, the web game, but I'll take your word for it. Like I said, it's a very simple concept, and I think it's a good game for kids to play regardless. Can we get a shout out to Fruits? I do love Fruits. I can't believe Fruitbat hates Fruits. That's tough. Like, I can understand Zorak hating cheese, especially with, well, I guess maybe there is trauma surrounding it, so you know what, we can't be too harsh in our observations. Anyways, that's this. Zazzlebar plays this kind of game when he rarely streams. Fruitbox. Game Cyan. Whoa, this is it. Also, there's music. Hold on. The presentation isn't great, but here we go. It is the same, except, wait a minute. This doesn't play as nice. Just being honest. Come on! See if you can get 110. I don't think I can, because it's hard to like see, and also I'm dumb. We breaking fruit? No, we're experimenting. Does it have a date for this version being published? That's a great question. Also, what's up, Forgetful Lucy? How are you? Hold on one second. I can look. It does not. Except, hold on, let me refresh the page. Maybe the launch screen had it. Nope. Maybe the other page does. Welcome in, welcome in. So what I was just showing off there was an idea, like the nugget of a core gameplay loop that I want to expand on with this project. And like I said, this is mostly like a, their website is copyright 2007 to 2024. So they're behind on their copyright, but I don't blame them necessarily. So what do we need to do? I think what we need to do is we need to evaluate the mock-up as it exists now And we need to try to like maybe break out some of these things that we've built into a more manageable node structure. Because right now I was like, this was mostly me playing around with viewports and trying to figure out like the layout of the screen that I want. I have these like, these are supposed to be like mock-ups for UI buttons that will exist in the game later on. The idea being that you hover over them and then you click them and they like slide a panel out or something like that. I actually don't know what information will be displayed in these as of yet. It might be a clever way to hide like the settings menu or something like that. But for the time being, these were just put here because I had some empty space that I wanted to utilize. But I also don't like the way these are presently set up. Noteds. Wait, Fruit Bad, when did you get in here? We were just talking about how you hate fruit. So right now, the scene that we have mocked up here is consisting of 2 sub viewports and then some control nodes. I did it this way because I've been told that if you run the game at the native resolution you want it to be at, your UI, so long as it's scoped outside of these other sub viewports, will be at like higher clarity. Like it'll look better because obviously it has more resolution to work with. So this, like any UI elements that will rely on text will be outside of these like sub viewport rendering layers. So the game layer is actually just sub viewport on a canvas layer that is, I think, 640 by 360, and it's scaled up so that it fits the full 1920 by 1080 resolution. Where did I read that? Multiple online sources, and then also my own experimentation. Dealing with text in a game that's just scaled down and rendered at its like regular rendering is fucking annoying. It's part of the reason most of the things I've built have like no control nodes in them, and when I need text, I literally get a like size 8 type font, build out the font as sprites, and then manually have stuff, which makes like localization a nightmare, even though it's not something I've ever had to worry about. You think putting controls over viewports would get too annoying? So far, it's been okay, and I say that because I stuck to a very strict like grid layout for the overall like game view. So because these things are all in like increments of a certain pixel size, it was pretty easy to recreate the viewport sizings and also the UI like containers and stuff like that. So far we haven't run into issues there. We may like, this may blow up in our face in some way. That's a really cool interface. The added wrinkle of multiple targets seems like a great extension. Would the selected numbers disappear like those demos or re-roll after they're used? I'm thinking they disappear, but I also like the idea of having like items that you can use to either refresh the state of the game board so that it gives you more opportunities to do additions, or like, I don't even know, maybe shuffle positions around, stuff like that, things that manipulate it. Also, what's the monitor layer? This is literally, I didn't know what to call this, but this is just what is displaying this 3D scene. So this is a sub viewport of a 3D scene that I've scaled way down so that it looks really crunchy, because I like this like crunchy pixelated 3D like style. And also, these are placeholder right now. I understand that it looks insane right now. I actually kind of like the way it looks, but I think it might make some people throw up. But I also kind of don't care if it makes you throw up. But I called it monitor just because I want it to be like a monitor, like a viewport monitor. If you're like, you know what I mean? If this was like a machine that you were looking at, this is like a window into a video feed. Stream background type diagonal movement. Yeah, like literally the same except different direction. If the two of them right now aren't like already making you want to barf, then just let me know. Canvas layers are good, but they're good when you need to overlay layers on top of each other. You don't understand what is their point here. I mean, I guess they don't need to be nested in their own canvas layers. They could just be viewport containers. But I was having an issue. I think the reason I put them in a canvas layer actually is because I made the game viewport container. I just like set its anchors to be the entire width, and it wouldn't work unless it was under a canvas layer for some reason. What's the video monitor for? It will show you things that are happening. So the idea is like you have a ship that you're piloting, and I wanted it to like show the ship, mostly because I want to have a reason to make cool little 3D models. But it'll show your ship, and it will show it shooting its weapons, and then it will also like change cameras to whatever enemy you're facing to show what it's doing. So it'll like toggle between actions as they are like happening. There's gonna be like a queuing system because it's not turn-based. There's gonna be like a timer that is between each attack that the like enemies are doing to you. So when that timer comes close to actually firing, it'll probably like shift between your view versus the enemy view, or maybe we'll give the player controls to toggle between what they want to see. You want to see how the animated background is played or is made? This is very simple. Yo, Murph, what up? How's it going? The background is literally just this is an image. It's a texture rect. We have a square. We have like the color grid that's just a square. And then we're setting it to tile mode. Expand is ignore size. And then I put a shader material on this that's just moving it around. And you can see the shader. It's just doing this. And you can like add things to this to make it go like extra barf mode. Like, let's see what that does. Woo, look at that. I'm probably gonna make these values that I can export and then manipulate via code. Also, Murph, what up? How's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. What are we cooking? We're making a new game. This is called Crash Out Limbo. Also, this is the first mock-up. Isn't it hideous? The new one looks much more swank. Is it the reason it's so laggy is because the game is running at low resolution? Yeah, the game, it's under the game viewport, and the game viewport is at 640 by 360. So it is lower resolution. I think it looks weirder in the engine because of that scaling. There's a typo? Where do you see the typo? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Is it in this? An archangel approaches you and requires that you offer it ownership over your psyche. Will you add an option to turn off the animation? If I decide to sell this, yes. If I decide this is just a thing I'm going to dump into the ethos, then no. The last line? You deliver violence. Is it a typo or is it just the sub-viewport crunchiness? Hold on, this actually looks weird now that you mention it. Is there something I need to do to these labels to make them look less crunchy? I forget. There's like a setting somewhere. You couldn't see that line? Is it deity? I don't know how it's spelled. Is it indifferent? Offering? PSYkey? Oh, to you offering? Maybe that's how it's meant to be. It's this one. Boink. That's not a typo. I just had a different word. Valid. Well, what is, okay, I guess a typo is anything that's there that's you weren't like wanting to be there. Hold on, I gotta look up what's wrong with this text. Why is it so crunchy? So this is in a resolution that should be in our full like 1920 by 1080, but it looks kind of bad. Hold on. 1920 1080. What if this? That looks way better. Okay, canvas items. Canvas items was like causing the scaling to be weird there. It's still kind of crisp, like, I don't know, kind of subpixely and stuff in some of these words, but this is not the font we're gonna go with long term, and I'm probably gonna up the font size as it is anyways. So we'll worry about that later. Again, not super concerned about these types of things. I'm just kidding, Vista. I'll make a setting. I'll make a boring mode setting for people that don't want to throw up. You telling me you don't want to throw up? If ravioli is the plural of raviolo, is raviolo the singular form of ravioli? I think that's the bigger news story here. I've never heard that in my life. Wavioli? I threw up. Did you get Charmander to I threw up? Or was that real? Cannoli is the plural? Is it canolo? Is a singular? Canolo? Damn. I did not know that. I've learned 2 new things really quickly, back to back. Take the canolo. Leave the gun. Canolo oil? A singular canolo. Wait, cannoli oil? Is cannoli oil a thing? Okay. Does anyone know if there's a way to make shaders stop doing the thing they're doing when you're in the editor? It's like hypnotizing me. It's keeping me from doing what I need to do. It's lulling me to sleep. Give up? There's got to be like a setting. I thought maybe it would be like on the material settings. It's not. That's okay. It's maybe an editor setting, which I don't care about enough. Unless Donka. Shader editor. Whoop. I don't think the shader editor settings is what we care about. Bunka. Gotta do a while. Yikes and away. You don't know, Godot? It's fine. It's fine. I'll just get over it. Or I can just like hide it. I guess when we run the game, we can turn the visibility for this back on like the ready function, but that seems like so extra. Also, it looks worse without it. It's just a big transparent hole in the UI. Okay. So, let's we want to break these things up, right? Sure, that's fine. But I think what I want to do first is actually go ahead and get some numbers done up for this project. Which we're gonna use a book for, which I thought was in here, but it's actually not in here. So give me 1 second. I have a book. Yeah, I was thinking about doing shader globals or something like that too, but meh. That's too much work, man. So this book is really good. It's really cool. It's called Arcade Game Typography. Put together by Toshi Omagari. And it has a buttload of like fonts from different arcade games from like really back in the day. Different like techniques, different styles of fonts. It's really adding a global plus if inside of shader for all shaders if you want it to behave that way. I think it'd probably just be easier to do what I said and like turn it off, like hide it in the viewport and then turn it on, make it visible again. So yeah, I like skimming through this book looking for like fonts that I think are particularly interesting because these are all monospaced, which is nice. They all take up like a certain amount of pixels in their monospaced like box. So actually they're not all monospaced. I think only a subset of them are, but because of the nature of the pixel art that they have, they're pretty monospaced. So I want to like flip through this and kind of identify a number, like a series of numbers that I might like. And then we'll just transpose them, like we'll make them in Sprite and we'll port them over into this project for use. So we'll, let's get a thingy set up. These are all really small, but we may want to upscale them. I guess if we can just make them small and then upscale the exported image if we need to. We could even do that in Godot itself, but you get the idea. Let's do, is it 7 or 8? Some of these fonts actually have like a weird sizing. Like this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, that makes sense. 7, 8! New meme! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think a lot of these are 8. If that's the case, then we need a, what, 80? by 8. I guess we could do, let's just do frames. I don't like to do it this way usually just because I'm weird. I like to see everything in one layer or like one viewpoint. When the neighbor is nearest. Oh. Hold on, I gotta find the color palette I was using too, man. Ugh. But 1 second. Wait, just import the image from my mockup. This song is driving me insane, bro. Holy crap. Give me something chill. There we go. There we go. We can chill with this. This has almost every color. It doesn't have the one color I want from the palette. Did I not use it at all in the mockup? That's crazy. Okay, whatever. Hold on. Where is this? Where were you? There you are. I'm using a color palette called 2-Bit Demichrome by someone named Space Sandwich. Their name is Space Sandwich. I like this color palette a lot. It's only 4 colors. I like to keep things really minimal, at least at the start. God, I gotta go through this computer and like delete a lot of stuff. 2-bit Demichrome. Boink. Okay, so without further ado, I guess, hold on, one of the bugaboos I have, there we go. Okay, how many people use, like, instead of what's a space sandwich or what's in a space sandwich? It's a great question. I don't actually know. How many people that use like a graphics editing software, how many people use a, sorry, my brain is broken. How many people use your typical, sorry. How many people use alpha, like just a completely zeroed out alpha as a eraser? Like the color is zeroed out alpha, rather than like switch to the eraser tool and use that. Because I've never done the like use alpha color and paint over things to make it not exist anymore. Is that even how it works in Sprite? Because like you can put a color with 0 alpha. Rarely in Sprite when you want to right click to be eraser. I suppose that has merit, yes, but it feels insane. I've used this book a lot, as you can see. There's a handful of fonts that I really like, so I'm just like going to my bookmarks and seeing if I would like to pursue using those. I think we will just start with these. I think these are nice. They're legible. They're stylized enough to be interesting. Well, hold on a minute. I say that, but then I'm looking at some of these and I'm like, wait a minute. Trying to decide if I want something slanted or not, or if we want something a bit more straightforward. One of the things that we're going to need to do, I know that Apple version of this game didn't have this, but I think it helps a lot. I think it helps a lot when the numbers are colored individually. So like all 0s are blue, or like all 1s are orange, stuff like that. I think having things, your brain will create like color pairings in your mind, and I think that that's like really helpful. It also gives us like a means to do some evil stuff where like we could just make a number a different color. Like when one of you guys change your chat color name, it throws me for a loop. So we could be like, oh, for the entire time you've played this game, blue has been 0. Well, now it's orange, and all the numbers have been like swapped around, so ouch. You should do a colorblind mode where all the numbers have a different shape so you don't need to see a color. Oh my god. I don't know how to tell you this, Vissa, but all the numbers have different shapes. Hey Dan Jr., what's up? That was a good bit. That was a good bit. That was a good bit. I liked it. Sorry, I'm kind of flipping through these. You'd be surprised at how much variety can exist between a font that is only allowed to occupy 8 pixels of space for each letter. It's like pretty nutty. I want them to be like kind of, it's like the chunkier they are, I think the better, but I don't want them to be so chunky that they become difficult to parse in certain scenarios. What is this from? I don't even know what game this is from. Oh, it's Chrono Trigger, of course. I have played Chrono Trigger. I have not beaten Chrono Trigger. I can't remember how far I got into it. I feel like I was still pretty early into it, I think. I was like maybe 10 hours into it, which feels pretty early for how long it felt like everything was taking. Stream game? You want me to stream Chrono Trigger? Also, I like that there's like some fonts in this book that don't have like the entire alphabet or like all of the numbers. They have literally just the things that they needed to make the game because they were trying to save on space and time. So they would like just make font for like everything they needed. Smart? Is that smart, or is that how things get like forgotten in time? Is that the game where you have to save 1999? Chrono Trigger? I don't remember. I don't remember what the problem was in that game. You played Chrono Trigger on your iPhone in Malawi, Africa? I know that's a true story, but I also need to emphasize that it sounds insane, and it sounds like you're lying. The problem was that 1999 was in peril. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think whatever peril was trying to be saved in Chrono Trigger, if it was a real thing, they failed. Only game you didn't wiki because they didn't have internet? Whoa, you beat it non-wiki? I'm doomer posting again? I'm sorry. I know, I'm being a downer. That's okay, though. Okay, we're going to do this in... I know you can't see. We're going to do this in white. Because I want to color it with a shader. Peril would be a wonderful name for an NB. Wait, true! It's okay, you forgive me? I'm so glad you're so forgiving, Vissa. You need to do it quite often. Alright. Let's make some numbers. Sad perito? What's perito? This is, I wouldn't say this is very engaging, but it is what it is. No, I fricked it. Hold on, I can't do this one-handed. I have to have both hands, which means I need a placeholder. Ugh. Put a kazoo in the page. Reset, reset. I know. Hold on, chill. Frick, dude, it's so sensitive. My DPI. And you might think, why are you going through all this trouble just to make a font that already exists? Why can't you just, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Just do it yourself. This has been battle tested. This shit saw the front lines. Now, does that mean it's automatically good? No, not true. But it does mean that it was like on the front lines. Also, this is about catharsis. So I really only want to do things that I want to do. And I don't want to come up with my own font. Uh-oh. I went too far. I'm starting to understand the desire to have right mouse button be like transparent. I see the vision. Oh god, I have to sneeze. Whoop, beep, whoop, whoop. That's a 3? Why does that look so weird to me? Whatever, dude. Shermadonk? I forgot we had Shermadonk. Man, y'all remember Silk Song, dude? Ah! It was like the greatest 2 weeks on the internet. Fushigi? Everybody remembers Fushigi. This one's kind of weird. That's a 4. Fushigi sweeps Silk Song. This is not meant to be an insult or anything like that. I'm surprised you had animosity towards Fushigi at first, because it feels like something that you would be super into. This is coming from someone that used to have a Fushigi. Is that a 5? Doesn't look like a 5. It's 5 enough. You still wouldn't want a Fushigi IRL? You think platonic concept of it is funny? What about, have you ever had like a yo-yo? Have you ever had a yo-yo? Yes, yo-yo gang. I have more yo-yos than I care to admit. Also, I don't want to say this with any definitive like proof or like authority, but I kind of feel like the fact that I was into yo-yos and subsequently also a bunch of our friends were into yo-yos around the same time because I got back into yo-yos. I think one of our friends' girlfriends broke up with her because she thought we were so fucking lame. Like, I'm not gonna, I honestly think that was part of it. And I don't know how to feel about that. I kind of feel like a weird sense of pride behind it, but also like a little bit of like, maybe there is a problem, or maybe I am a problem. It was pretty funny though. Like we literally, so we went to, the reason I say this, okay, is because we went to this friend. We went to their birthday party, which was at their girlfriend's place. And we all brought, this is a 1-bedroom apartment. We all brought our yo-yos. Yo, Medusa T, what's up? How's it going? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. I'm just I'm recanting this story, okay? Anyways, I'm recanting this story about how we all brought our yo-yos to this person's apartment and we're just like fucking around with the yo-yos. And then at one point they were like, hey, could y'all run to the store and get some stuff, because we need some like more drinks and stuff. And so all of us yo-yoers, all of us left to go get the stuff. Like, we walked to the store, but we also brought our yo-yos. And we kept yo-yoing the whole way to the store. We had a clique of yo-yoers. Yes, we did. This shit happened last year. This wasn't like a long time ago, guys. This shit happened in like July of last year. No, it was like March of last year. Can I walk the dog? I can, but only on carpet because I don't want it to fuck up my yo-yo. But yeah, not long after that, they broke up. And it was traumatic, and I feel really bad for the friend who was subject to that. But I also think in part, we caused it to some degree. Because of the yo-yo incident. like looking back on it, it feels like some shit that like Michael Scott would do, and everyone would make fun of him and hate him. Wait, yo-yo emote? yeah, let's add that. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta log back in. Enter your code from your Authenticator app. Okay. Yo, Forgetful Lucy, thank you for the follow. I'm glad the yo-yo story won you over. For that, you get the pan flute. It's the flute that makes you pan. Anyways, where's the code? Oh, I'm doing the authenticator thing. If y'all knew what I was authenticating, could you like reverse engineer my stuff? Like, would you be able to look into like the timetables and stuff? But why? I don't know. Chat, why is Jelly Roll in every show now? Who's Jelly Roll? Is that a Sanrio character? Oh, I'm thinking of Cinnamon Roll. That might be the most perfect emote for that story that I can that I could ever think of. He's a country rapper. The answer is no. Sick. Cool. So I'm glad I didn't leak it, but I'm glad I didn't either way. Okay, so I'm going to export this into our project. We have 0 to 9 in this font. It's not something I'm super in love with, but maybe we'll change it out. I don't really know. Either way. It's mostly for getting the ball rolling. Dude, I'm hungry. What did I have for lunch? I had sushi. Sick necklace. Thank you. And nice glasses. Thank you. I need new glasses. I need new glasses ASAP. Hungry hippo? Are you calling me a hippo? Is it because of the Zeppelin ZGG, whatever it is? ZDGAF? Okay, numbers. Export this. Yeah. Wow, how did it know? Whatever. Yes, I believe only one person has the legal right to use that emote. So thank you 123 for your legal use of the GDAF. Let's see. What am I doing? Did my numbers make it over here? Yes, they did. Pog. Okay. So let's get back into Godot. Psh. One person. Yeah, one. But someday maybe more. We'll see. I need better bit unlocks. Right now they're a little sus and questionable. It displays properly. Yeah, because they're cheating. It's because my chat is being fed through by stream elements, which I guess is logged in under my context, which means it sees it because I technically own it. But it should be paywalled. It should be paywalled. I forgot about the gold. You think it attaches the emote name to an image? Maybe. You use PB wrong? Point and laugh. How embarrassing. You know, if you'd paid for it and owned it, you could like tab complete it. Do you think about that? That's what you're lacking. Your counterfeit has more effort involved. Okay. So what did I do? I made a tile button scene at one point. Button, where is it? It's in test out or testing. So this is all still in like what I would consider prototyping phase. So I just have like these things kind of scattered about. That's a sales pitch. That's what I'm saying. Tab complete is it's very useful. So we have this tile button. It's just a button that has 2 textures applied to it. We need to expand the functionality and behavior of this doohickey. So let's add a sprite. This is going to be the number. It's been a minute since I've messed around in like 2D. DL. Why not a text rect? Because I wanted the ability to have like hover and click events and stuff. Maybe I don't need those for like the actual game, but for the prototype I was putting together, I wanted a quick way to see like a hover, whoops, a difference in the hover color. Whoa! How does text rec prevent it? Does text rec have this like... Does it have these like texture value like pre-setups? Because this is like properties of the texture button. I figured if it was just a texture rect, you'd be like a control node. Oh, you mean this being a texture rect instead of a PNG or just a sprite? Honest question, how much does it matter? Like, why? Is it because it would be a child of an already existing control node, so you want to have like similarities there? Easier alignment to parent. Okay, well, what if I told you that even though these are children, or even though these are control nodes, in here, all of those tiles are just shoved into a node 2D with hard set positions. I'm not doing like a flow repeat overload type situation or anything like that. I'm just, these are all like, this is insane. I recognize this. I made position nodes and just like pasted them everywhere that these things need to end up being, which you could do with just math and a loop. But I was doing this in a very pointed way. Girl? Don't girl me, man. Come on. So these are just being shoved in here with no like control node behaviors associated with them. So that's why it is the way it is. You guess your method is better because containers would shift everything when one thing is removed. Grid container or box container? Look, I'm not claiming to be the best that there ever was. I'm just doing stuff. Bam. Yo, Godot Breeze, what's up? How's it going? Thank you for the follow. So, we have this doohickey. If we run the main number 2 over here, we should be seeing zeros populating all these numbers, which we do. This is good. Also, the highlight now doesn't really work because we need to put a shader on these to color them. That's fine. We'll want to like pre-establish a series of colors probably. We need 10 colors, which 9 of them are going to be used for the most part. I think the 0 is not going to show up in the base game, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. We got a lot of thinking to do. So, with that being said, let's just go back to the tile button. We have like a lot of stuff we need to do here. And again, this is all testing still. When the game asks you to get 10 and it's all zeros. That's what I'm saying. That matches with the 10 colors of the rainbow? Ah, yes. Roy G. Biv and more. I mean, you definitely could subdivide out the full visible spectrum into 10. Props to using Godot. Your brain is too Unreal Engine pilled. Yo, no problem. Thank you. I like Godot. I have not ever given Unreal Engine a try. It looks too intimidating to me. I think just the setup for it would turn me off from working on it. But, you know, it works really well for the people that like it. So congratulations. I hope you're having a good time with it. And I hope it's meeting your needs. Godot plushie. Woo, 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 woo. Is it rude to the rainbow to call the last color purple? Is it rude to the rainbow? I don't know why, but reading that was very hard for me. I like violet. I think purple is different from violet. I'm employed by the Big Foss. You think I work for Big Foss? Nine out of 10 dentists approve this Foss.
Congratulations.
Roy G. Bip? I don't know about Roy G. Bip. Because, like, in my mind, violet is like a almost blue. I know it's like B-I-V. It's supposed to be like super purple, but it's like a purple blue. You know what? Maybe I'm thinking of indigo. I think I'm thinking of indigo. Godot is a scam event by Big Foss to sell more free. Yeah, Godot is a scam because I spent $40 on this, and that's all that I got. Just kidding. This was totally worth it. It went to the Godot Foundation. Probably helped them actually get that other physics engine. What is the other physics engine it's using in 3D now? Vulkan? No. What's it called? Volt? Jolt? Jolt. You're thinking of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where Violet turns into a blueberry. True. She does. Violet does become Violet. What am I doing? Oh yeah, we need to establish some stuff. Is value a reserved word? I don't think it is. Okay. This will be what pilots like the frame. So if the value is 1, it'll get a 1, etc., etc. And then we're going to need. Let's just start by like randomizing its behavior. You want to like Godot because FOSS, but you just prefer Game Maker's workflow. You've yet to fully understand the nodes. Trust me on this. I am not an expert by any means. I'm not meant to be a teacher here. I'm not trying to teach people how to use Godot. I think I do some truly insane things, but here's the problem with all software development is that there's 1,001 ways to do anything. So like what may seem odd to you may be like very normal for someone else and vice versa. And you get that, I think you get like a better idea of more like common design patterns and stuff by working in groups of people, but I've kind of worked solo on most things for the most part. And if you work with me, you can tell pretty quickly that I have like a pretty avant-garde way of handling these things. So I'm not claiming to be a guru. There's a lot of like just functionality in the nodes of Godot that I have yet to even like fully grasp conceptually. Like, I didn't know that there was, like, a node. There's a node specifically for, like, 2D pathfinding and 3D pathfinding, but I didn't know that they existed. So I basically recreated a basic form of pathfinding for the Meadow, which is this thing that y'all haven't been able to see this whole time. It's just a stream integrated app that I built in Godot. Instead I painted, like, rectangles, and I was like, okay, Meadowlings, they're selecting positions on the screen, but if they select one that's not in one of these rectangles, try again. So that's why nobody wanders into here when they're not in here, and nobody leaves when they're in it. So I recreated all that when I could have just had like A-star pathfinding set up on a map. Stupid. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff like that that you just don't know about until you know it. You don't know what you don't know. That's the problem. This is inclusive, right? Let's just do 1 to 10. No, 1 to 9. There's 10 total. We don't need 0 right now. Whoops. I'm just gonna like set it like this because I think we're gonna have use for value outside of just setting this frame for now, but we're gonna go ahead and just have this do this. So now we should be seeing random numbers from 1 to 9 showing up on our main screen here if we run it. We'll see. Huzzah! Indeed we do. Of course, this is quite difficult to look at. We would like to have these different colors. A drop shadow would also be nice. So let's like programmatically, like let's create a shader that we can apply to the sprite. And then let's have it have like a variable that it can pass colors into depending on the number value that it is. The shader could house all of that logic, or we could just pass parameters to the shader after some computation is done in the engine. It's probably faster technically to do it in the shader, but I also don't want that to run. Well, it doesn't necessarily need to run. Well, it doesn't really matter. I don't want to get too in the weeds over like performance behaviors and tracking that and stuff. So let's find 10, I guess 9, because we're not using 0 for now. We need 9 color values. The color palette we're currently using has 4. So we need very distinct different colors, which is kind of the problem. And we need something that also kind of works with this relatively like soft-spoken, like understated color palette that we have right now, which is thankfully, because of how neutral it is, which should be pretty easy to pick a lot of bright stuff to stand out from it. Where can I go? Okay, let's go to low spec. Low spec is a cool site that is just like a concentrated area for color palettes, specifically for pixel art, but you can do it with anything really. I like getting limited color palettes and using them for like 3D modeling and stuff as well. I think it creates a nice restriction on you. What we want to see is a lot of good, like, distinct primary colors and, like, their neighbors. I do kind of like how soft these are. This is a nice overall, like, palette in general. I like it a lot. This, of course, like, something like this has a ton of variety to pick from, which is kind of what we're looking for. But I also... This actually is really good, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9. We could use these. The greens are kind of similar, and I bet they would look... They're still, like, different enough that even next to each other, I think you could distinguish it. I like to crowdsource like this, by the way, because, like, from sites like this that do have crowd response behavior, like, you know, it's got popular, so that means a lot of people like it. Because I don't know enough about color blindness and other, like, accessibility options in that field. I figured if something got this popular, it's probably been scrutinized to that degree. Junkie Lunky is officially 4 years old. Holy crap. 4 years? You released it the day before April Fool's Day? Damn, bro. That's awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this, and we'll cherry pick some of these colors. Wait, we don't need to download it. I need to be able to see all their color values. Ideally in RGB, which I guess I could do. It's the first for you? Oh, you released it on April Fool's. Damn. So I don't know if you could tell, but I'm American and the world revolves around me. I played it on April Fool's last year. Damn, it's already been a year. The zeros in Make 10's game were blank spaces. I agree that it makes visual clarity better for it to be zero, like nothing instead of zero. But I think there is a functional difference between the number 0 and a blank for the purposes of the game that I'm working. Because I think if the concept is the more numbers that are accepted for a summation increase the effects of the module that you're activating, there could be like items that make more zeros appear on the board that just implicitly make that behavior stronger, right? So now if you're trying to get to 10 for a module and you have 7, 3, and it's neighbored by 2 zeros, instead of just having 7 and 3, which is 2 numbers making 10, you now have 7, 3, 0, 0, which is 4. It's like twice as strong of an output. Of course, when they're utilized, they go away. But I think functionally 0 means something different with the rule sets that I'm trying to build. But I agree, blank space for like non-usable space, like non-editable or non-meaningful space is what the idea should be. Yo, Max, what up? Yo, Psyche Stike? Is that how you pronounce it? It's going good. I'm downloading a color palette right now. I'm putting in a sprite so that we can move some of these into a shader that I'm trying to write. Just a little palette swap shader. We don't have transplink? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Compromised. Vissa, you are an editor on 7TV. I need you to get on it. Open file, please. Why are you in my palettes folder? Is it because I just saved something there? We're going, yeah, it's going good. We're starting on a project. It's really kind of still in like the mock-up phase. Thank you for adding that, and thank you for linking to it. We're mostly in mock-up phase, but we're still like implementing some design elements into it as we go. I'm a very visually motivated developer, so I like things to look, if not, they're not going to be finalized, of course, but I like them to look good as I work on them, because otherwise I lose steam, and I recognize this as a flaw in myself. but I can't help it. What was the name of that color palette I just downloaded? Oh! Nope, not that one. Wait, that one's good too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. No, there's only 8 colors. Sweetie? What's this new project? We're working on something that I'm calling Crash Out Limbo because I have no other name for it right now. Thank you for calling it out, Proton. It is a Make 10 inspired game that has a bit more complex stuff going on in it that we have to build the systems out for. But essentially, the idea of Make 10 is that you like summate to 10 with like numbers that are neighboring each other. So you can do like 9 and 1, you can do 8 and 2, you can do 7 and 3, you can do 6, 3, 1, you could do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 5. I actually don't know if I just said the same right number of ones. But the core concept is that you're going to be summating numbers to a value that activates a module. So you might have like a laser on your ship that requires 12, for example. I did? Damn. So you need to make 12 in order to fire the laser that attacks your enemy. If you need shields, you need to get like 9 or something. So summate to 9. We'll have to deal with the idea that maybe some things can be like you can't do a single number. Maybe you can. I don't know. We'll think about it. But I want it to be weird. I'm treating it as like an opportunity to do some introspection and like journaling almost, because this game's not going to have a story, but I want it to vent some like frustrations that I have. You think viewers are more likely to be invested in something that looks good? True. And I wouldn't say this looks good right now, but at least it's better than like boxes. Barring this one. You know what I mean? I love a rotating box. I love it. It's got so many shapes. So I have this color palette. That is not a Sprite. That is the Meadow. Mabaya. I want to vent. Sus. Now, some of these colors might be a little too dark. Well, we'll figure a way out of that. So let's just start. Whoops. Let's start with the purple. I wanted their hex values, or not their hex values, their RGB values, because those are easier to use in Godot. But now that I'm thinking about it, if you want to pass a color to a shader, it needs to be a Vec 4. I think it can be a Vec 3. The Vec 4 obviously just being for the alpha channel, but I'm trying to think of like, if you have them in Godot, if you save them as like what, a color object?
Run! It's a stampede!
We forgot dinner existed. Yo, B Watson, what's up? Thanks for the raid. How's it going? Avec moi? What does that mean? Does that mean excuse me? Wait, what's for dinner? Thanks for the raid. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you guys had a good stream. What were you up to? Yeah, like, what are you, bro? With me? Oh, I see. Avec moi? I don't speak French, but I think it's pretty. French is intimidating because I feel like most people that can speak French hate you if you try to speak it. You don't know what dinner is? You gotta make it? Alright, well, enjoy dinner. You should make Hamburger Helper. Learn French. Fuck the haters. Sacre bleu. A color represented RGBA by format RGBA components. Each component is a 32-bit int. Can you send this to a shader? I guess let's find out, bro. Moi, hamburger helper. Thank you. Thank you for helping me learn French. I think an important part of learning French is unironically getting good at having a French accent when you speak English. Parlez pas François. Parlez pas François, s'il vous plaît. Forget the letter H exists. True. I ate the letter H. How do you say H? Wait. How would you spell H? Not the letter, but the sound. It's important, yet it feels so weird to get an accent down. I agree. But usually you want to have an accent that is like reminiscent of like when they're speaking the language, you want your dialect to fit in with theirs more, right? With French, you need to speak English like a French person would speak English before you can start sounding French. Ouch. Ouch. So now we can just do this doohickey. Wait, where the hell is my fucking shit, bro? There's no hex value in here? Is it too far up? Is it up here? All I have is RGB? Oh, you could set it here. Oh. No. You're gonna say it? Sounds like a bark. Hex for colors is the devil's work. It's fine. It's fine, but it's annoying when you don't have like an easy conversion window. Like, cause now this is gonna be annoying. We gotta go in here. We gotta be like, okay, 93, 39, 93. That's actually really weird. It's just 9-3 all the way down. That was an easy one to remember. All right, we have purple. See, look, it converts it to the floating point values all by itself. Woo! We don't have to do the math. Okay. Next color. Bread. I like this red. 177, 6283. Remember that. Crap, I've already forgotten it. $167, 6283, 6283, 6283, 6283, 6283. We were already kind of close. Yeah. Is that right? I don't know why, but that's like so much darker looking. I guess it is, yeah. 177. Wait. I'm missing a whole 10 value points. Okay. You were close? You were pretty close. Yeah, you were 10 off. I was like 10 off and I forgot it. And I had to go back to it like 5 times. Orangi. 239, 125, 87. 239, 125, 87. Did I do it? 235, 139. Wait, 129? 125? 87. 239? How am I like kind of close, but I'm not actually there? I'm losing my fucking mind. 239, 125, 87. Jesus, this is painful. But you know what? That's part of the process. Catharsis. Remember, this is an experiment in catharsis. We should probably export this bad boy out if we really start using it a lot of places, but that's fine. Well, again, this is the prototyping phase. Don't get caught up in the minutia. I like this yellow. Full red channel. Damn. 255, 205, 117. Spartan, John, 117. Master Queef, 255, 205, 117. Shit. I remembered 117, but I forgot the second number. 205, 205. Nice. That's like a nice pollen yellow. Lime green. 167. The meme, 240 and 112. Oh crap, I forgot to copy paste. I'm flushing all of that short-term memory down the toilet. 167. Bro. 240, 112. I swear to God, being on stream gives you the attention span of like a goldfish. Like, I swear to y'all, I'm not like this when I'm not on stream. I can remember stuff. I can do stuff. The second I'm in front of like a computer or in front of like people watching, doing what I'm doing, I fucking become an idiot. 56, 183, 100. Whoops. It's also like one of those things where you kind of like, it's a feedback loop. Once you start fucking up and realizing how many times you're going back and forth between two screens, you're like, oh shit. Panic! 183, 100. Pog water. Jeez, how many more of these do we have to do? This is getting insane. You got the goldfish memory? Wait, how do you pronounce your name? I remember you came in and I asked, and I don't remember if I saw your response. Psyche Stike? Psyche Stike? Stitch? Psyche Stitch? All of these colors are pretty similar. 37, 113, 121. What was it? Was it 121? Damn, I actually got one. Okay. Blue. Navy blue. 4154. And then 111. 4154. 111. 41! 54. 111. Let's go. I got two in a row. Psyche Stitch? Got you. Got you. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday. Now, this is just a different kind of blue. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we should do like 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like a lot of blue hues. What are we missing, bro? Purple, red, orange, yellow. Red, orange, yellow, green. Blue, indigo, violet. Brown. But brown is just orange, but desaturated. We're gonna just do... We're just gonna go up this and we'll change these out for something else if we really need to. 59.90. The exercise right now is just to change the colors. 59.93, 201. 59.93, 201. That's like 3 in a row. $65, 166, 246. 65, 166, 246. 65, 166, 246. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 it is. We actually got one more than we even needed there, but that's okay. Okay, cool. Going back on this, let's go here. We're gonna need a new shader. Let's call this like number. Wait, did I just try to create a folder? Create a new resource. Shader material. That's fine. We're gonna call this number color. And then we need a new shader. And we're just gonna call this number color as well. I like to keep the names of the shaders, like the shader code, the same as the shader material that is using it. Also, this is a canvas item. Okay. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna need a what do they call the export variables for this? Because they're not exports. They're like it's not sampler 2D. Source? I can't remember how to do this. Even like the most basic stuff I forget every time. But I know we don't need these, so just get rid of those. And what we're ultimately trying to do is we're trying to say that this is going to be a float. Do we have to do this? No, we don't have to, I don't think. It should just have its own albedo color that it's already looping through. So we just do like albedo. Does albedo not have like an RGB? Bro, I forget how to do this shit. Hold on a second. Where's the like basic shader documentation for Godot? I always forget. It's hard to find. Oh, a uniform. That's what they call those. And I don't know. I guess this is going to have to be Vec4. And we'll call this just... We'll just call this color. Even though this might be a reserved thing. I don't actually know. And this is going to just be hint color. And it wants a semicolon because it's extremely, extremely worried about it. Hello? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Is this not how this is done anymore? Hold on 1 second. Bam. There you are. See, this is weird. Hold on, because if I was like uniform float, whoops, test equals 0.0, this doesn't have a problem. And then it freaks out over this. That's fine. And now we should have access to this. Here, let's go ahead and apply this to our number. Oops. Scoop. Yeah. Okay. And now we have this here. That's fine. Why didn't it like the Vec 4? Is it because we're not instantiating it as something? Is it because it's source color now and not hint color? I think so. Because now we have this selection here. Annoying. Okay, so. So we need to get the color of the pixel. Good, bad, good, bad. Oh, one thing I wanted to make sure we did too. Make sure that that's kept on nearest. I wonder if this will freak out. Unknown identifier and expression albedo. But if I do like this. Okay, it still doesn't like it. Good. At least that's consistent. Unknown identifier? It does. Did I spell it wrong? Albedo? No. Albedo. Is it color? Oh my god, that's the thing? What the hell? Okay, anyways. Is it albedo when it's a spatial? I feel like I'm losing my shit. Oh, all I'm doing is I'm changing the color of these numbers via a shader. So now that we have this, we can just pass the value into this so that it will set it. I got it figured out. It was just like extremely dumb. I was feeling brain dead. You're looking at some of the code on my Pico 8 releases. Feels intrusive for you to say, and you notice some lines of code were frequently long. I find anything that gets super long with the width of the screen highly annoying. Did you use plugins for VS Code, or did you raw dog the Pico 8 editor? No, it's actually, I did not raw dog the editor. I did use VS Code, and it's not hard to set up. It's not hard to set up a Pico 8 cartridge in VS Code, but I'm going to be honest with you, it was like the only way that I could get through it. I'm sure you could also just crack open the file and do it in like Sublime, or what have you. Shouldn't it be albedo? That's what I thought, Kroofs, but I think it's because it's a canvas item shader and not a spatial, it doesn't work quite the same. Either way, this is functional. But I was like losing my mind over the fact that albedo wasn't like it wasn't like a reserved object in here. Like, you can't use this. Only color. I don't know why. Also, I think you have to have this line or it like just colors the whole square. Yeah, okay. So what we need to do is we need to pass the color that is relevant into this as a shader parameter on ready. So once we have the number and the frame value set, we need to gain access to the number's material parameters, which I don't remember how to do, but let's figure it out. So in here, you can get to shader parameters. I believe it goes like this. You just want to grab like the thing that it is. We'll call it num dot material. Let's just look at what material has. Material dot nothing. You don't have anything. Okay, that's fair. Set shader parameter was a thing at one point, but I need to like be at the material level for this, which is a property. But set shader parameter. See, this is not a thing. Hold on. Material has get and sets. That's it. So yes, because albedo is for reflective power. I see. Albedo. How do you get to a material that's applied to a sprite? Is it like get? I don't think it's a get. Unless. I don't think it is. Pass shader params. Godot. Shader material. Stable Godot documentation. Why didn't I think of that? Why isn't it loading? Nope. Yeah, I got too used to writing shaders in spatial situations because I was trying to use albedo here, but it was throwing a fit. Okay, well, how do I get shader material? Also, I think before we get too deep, before we forget, let's just do, I don't know about make unique recursive. If we don't make this unique, it will keep all numbers the same color. Whichever color is selected last. I'm trying to think of... We have to just get the material. Yeah, it says that you just like go down here. Material. Set. Shader. Param. Color. of, we're just gonna do our colors of num. I don't think this is gonna work. I think this is gonna break. Invalid access to property on base type array. You were eating when VS Code was mentioned, so couldn't respond then, but you love VS Code. It's the only good thing Microsoft has done in 20 damn years. I agree. I think it's the only tolerable software they actually have on market right now, which is ironic because it's free to use, although you know what they say about things that are free. You are the product. Yo, Sass Mommy, what up? How's it going? How's Tidge doing? He was here earlier, but I'm assuming he's in and out of rest. I hope you're doing well as well. Hope you're having a good week. Okay, I'm gonna freak out. How do you do this? I'm gonna sneeze. I can smell it. Feeling the lack of the steroids today for sure. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's only going to get a little bit tougher too. It's always darkest before the dawn, etc., etc. Doesn't have get material. Buddy! Okay, fine. Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. Where's the help? Helping me? Do I have to drill through the texture first? I might have to drill through the texture first. Which is weird because the material is not applied at this level. Doubtlessly, they feed everything you write into Copilot to make it better at stealing jobs. True. Very true. Which is why I write absolutely dog shit code all the time. At this point, it's a moral obligation. Give me the roids. Secretly, I'm actually super good at programming. I'm goated at it, actually. I'm so good. But we have to be shit so that the AI stays stupid. What do you have at your disposal? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah.
Get instant shader parameter? Set instant shader parameter? Is that a thing? Gets usually have sets. Wait. No. What? What do you do? What? What do you do? Get the value of a shader parameter as set on this instance. So there must be a set. Bah! It's a part of the material. Obviously, it's part of this material, but like, how do we get the damn material? Hi, Zorak. What's up? That's it. I'm cracking open a code base that I've already done this in. This really is crash out limbo, dude. This is going to be good for me, I think. Crash out cruise day. All right, how did I do this in this other code base that shall remain unnamed? Jesus. Jesus. Holy shit, there's all sorts of stuff in here. Squeeze me. Okay, let's see. How are you doing this? Get the texture, you set the texture, you get the material, you just call set shader parameter on the material of the sprite, which is what I'm trying to do in this. I'm doing the exact same shit, bro, and it's not working. Not true. Literally. Oh, maybe it just doesn't like the color value that we passed into it.
Run! It's a stampede!
Yo, two puppets! What's going on, you guys? How's it going? How was your stream? Did you draw a freak today? Was it another woman? Are you broken still? Gaming is forever. Forever? Oh my god, is this forever? Guy named Edgar? Hell yeah. Okay, so it is working, but it's not, they're not being unique. Which is my bad, y'all. Which is my bad. Probably has something to do with this make unique recursive behavior that I ignored. Thank you for the shout out over to Two Puppets. Yo, Paran, Lurks, and Morganometry. What's up? How's it going? This game is for Edgar. Good old Edgar Allan Poe. Is he canceled? Did he do something bad? Like 300 years ago? How? Wait, when was Edgar Allan Poe even alive? Also, was it Edgar or Edgar? I don't ever remember. Let's see. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. We need this to be make unique recursive. Probably because it made the shader material recurse like unique, but it did not make the actual shader code unique, which strike gives me pause from like a is this going to be performatively terrible perspective. Never mind, it's still not functioning appropriately. That's really funny. But look at the blue, it's so hard to see. We'll have to change some of these colors. 1849. You think he, 27 male, tried or did marry his cousin, 13F? Is that real? Bro. What the fuck? He did marry his cousin? Well, don't that beat all. Wait, what did I just do? I just made like an unsaved shader. Why are you still blue? I think he's plus 2ing the am I the asshole formatting. Yeah. Oh, local to scene, of course. I forgot about that. What? I'm confused. How come? Local to scene, the whole shader? No! The wrong screen was rendered. Woo! We got soup. Lots of alphabet soup. Okay. This is a step in the right direction. Obviously, still not looking too good, especially the transparency on this tile is not anywhere close to high enough. Could I make... This is something I haven't tried before. How do you... How would I draw like a shadow? In addition to these numbers with the same shader. It would be like... You would want to like render the value shifted a couple pixels, but then also the original value on top. And I don't know how you do that. Maybe there's like a... You don't want to mix them, you want to overlay them. I don't really know how that works. We're getting into like complexities hitherto unknown. So this is where we get the color of the pixel that we're currently looping through. If that value is has value of alpha not clear, we're changing the color to be the color here. Boop 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 boop. You multiply? Excuse me? Hold on, I have to try this. So what they basically look like they're doing here is that they have texture color. And then you multiply it by the shadow. But the shadow isn't like offset. Where the hell is the shadow coming from? Shadow is being instanced or declared. I know y'all can't see what I'm looking at, but that's by design. So it's a uniform value, so they get shadow color as a uniform value. They get a rotation point. We don't need rotation for this, so we can kind of take out some of that math. Adjust the shadow's offset by rotating it in the opposite direction. Bro. This is not simple. Why would you call this simple? This is not even close to simple. Also, this isn't doing what you advertised it would do. What the fuck? Get me out of here. It does look like it wants you to just multiply. But I don't think that's going to do what I want it to do. Okay, I don't know why this is offsetting the whole image when I do this, but this one looks a bit more straightforward. Sample texture would return. I don't really know why it's doing that. Mix the color. We'll take the color and return a vec4 of all of them added together. We'll worry about this later. How about that? This strikes me as something that we don't need to worry about right now. Show fit. Yo, Samara, what up? How's it going? You want to see my drip? It's kind of weird because you can see my bra, but I don't have a bra that works with this dress. Show collar too. You think you found the exact one? You did not find the exact one because this was handmade by a local freak. Yes. Hi, Pando. What's up? Hello, China. So did you find that emote in the like 7TV emote list, or do you just always come into people's chats and type China, hello, China? Good morning, Simbera, and all of Australia. Hope you're doing good. You typed hi, but you got to China. Oh, okay. I respect it. I don't remember when we added China as an emote, but welcome in. Sorry, that was a good way to like filter out whether or not you were a bot too. Not pointing any fingers, but I feel like I almost need to give like a, you need to like do a Turing test when you enter the, or not Turing. What do you need to do? You need to do the Voight-Kampff test from Blade Runner when you enter this chat room before we're allowed, or before we decide whether or not we bop you forever. Okay, so the thing we were trying to do is functioning. It is hard to look at. And that's partially because we selected colors semi-randomly and also now are dealing with the transparency being an issue. Why'd you flip the turtle? Because he was upside down and he needed to be able to walk. Okay, let's see. You're using the stream as a body double because you have ADHD and you're trying to be productive on my game. Good. I hope you find the inane discussion and also struggling to do the most basic of things to your liking. Yay! This song is too mind flooding. I'm sorry. Mugenics in the playlist. That shit got added to the playlist, Zorak, like 2 years ago. That's how long the music for this game has been around. Must peruse the 7TV emote selection for your favorite one for your first message. Oh, I forgot we added. Why is it named that? Who named it that? Is that Saul Goodman? Yeah, it is. And I don't really understand the context. I've never seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. You have one guess, but who did it? That's my guess, actually. Hold on. Is the only people that have the ability to edit are Vissa and I think myself. So now I know I didn't do it. We're getting to the bottom of this one step at a time. Okay, so let's change out this thingy. Why are you tile button alpha? Is that the button? Do we have a non... This one's non-opaque or non-translucent. I don't think it looks as good, but it'll be more visible at... Ooh, some of these colors really clash on these. Jesus. Must have been Visa. These need a drop shadow stat, and we can do that in a number of ways. We could get really lazy even. We could just add another sprite. But that seems stupid. We can just figure out the code for it later. I actually think... Have y'all tried Deadlock? It's your favorite game at the moment? I have not. The games I've been playing recently have been Slay the Spire 2, Pokemon Pokopia, and that's kind of it. Well, Mahjong too. I play a lot of Riichi Mahjong. I haven't gone to Riichi Club in like a long time. Small sleepy guy? What was I gonna work on? We need like... We need an answer for this tile button, like, default state. I actually don't know if this is how I want them to look at all. They're just kind of there for now. Like, this is obviously... Whoa. This is definitely obviously not cutting it. This is an old mock-up. This is better, but still not good. Like, these look really bad. They need to be changed. So I'll probably make some better, like, tile backgrounds for this to kind of, like, keep the aesthetic, but change the execution at present because I don't like the way it looks. I think I have some ideas for how we can make this look better. The way it is right now is not good. Originally thought you were gonna just color the tile backgrounds and not the font. I think that would look way hard. It would be probably easier to read overall, but I think it would look a lot more visually overstimulating. It would be easier to read black numbers on any of these colors, probably except this like blue, 7 blue. But I think the answer lies in creating an asset, like a sprite that is more transparent, but like stylized a little bit differently than what we have now. And obviously like the hover colors need to change, and probably they don't need to change on hover. I think what we need is like the ability to drag and select these. We're gonna need to highlight all of them in the column and row. So what I'm probably gonna do is have like a rectangle. Like each of these will have just like a rectangle that encompasses its space that it occupies. And then we'll start drawing our own rectangle when we left mouse button. And then if your rectangle is overlapping in the rectangle I make as I drag my mouse, you are considered in the group. Do I know what a kiwi looks like? The bird? Yeah, I do. Oh, and I did go to the grocery store and I looked for kiwis and I didn't see them. Maybe I still don't know what they are. So, Simbera, we're working on Crash Out Limbo, which is what I'm calling it. But it's basically just meant to be a Make 10 style game, which if you don't know what that is, I was exposed to this from the Pico 8 ecosystem. And it's apparently a recreation of a lot of different like little educational games that exist. But the general idea is that in this game, you're making 10. So you're adding up numbers that equate to 10. So like 5 and 5, or 8 and 2, or like, if I can get a more complicated example here, like 6, 2 and 2. So that's what's going on here. The thing I'm making is like an expansion on this where you are piloting a ship through eidetic space. and you run into random inane thoughts, deities, etc., etc., and you have to fight them. And you have a ship that has like modules that are powered by the numbers that you're summating. So in my game, there will be details in this menu that is not populated. That's just the Pico 8 color palette. I don't want to steal that palette. It's a little too harsh. But you'll have modules on your ship. So like a laser beam or like shield generator or I don't know, like various different pieces of your ship. If you summate to 10, let's say. Yo, Psyche Stitch, thank you for the follow. If you summate 10, which is like the cost of firing your laser, it will shoot the laser. Now, will the laser hit? I don't know. There's probably like the enemy will have like some kind of evasion stat that'll factor into whether or not your attacks that you summate to actually manage to hit. There's additional there's additional rules to the ability to like summate. So like doing like 8 and 2 is simple. 9 and 1 is simple. Those are only two numbers that summate to the 10 value. I think if you summate using more numbers collectively, it should be worth something. So like a 6 1 1 1 1 to make 10 is more powerful than a 9 plus 1 or a 7 plus 3 or a 5 plus 5, etc., because you used more numbers to make the magic happen, right? So we're gonna have that as a mechanic that plays into it. Make 13 where the entire grid is 6 and 7s. Yo! Meme! So that's the concept. I want it to be very like, I don't know, surreal and weird, and I'm kind of treating this as like a journal, like an opportunity to journal, just because I'm in crash out limbo in real life. Like I'm not quite crashing out, but I'm on the border. You know what I mean? So that's where that is. And that's where we are. I almost just opened up all my DMs. Live on stream? Why am I crashing out? There's like a confluence of small things doing it. Confluence of small things. Generally, like, things aren't bad, but like... Which state am I from? I'm from Georgia. I almost just said Atlanta, but then I was like, wait, that's not a state. I'm from Georgia. Atlanta, more specifically. First instance of Chikawa spotted on the dating app just now. Chikawa's dating people in your area? But I like this project for multiple reasons. One, it's a 2D based, like the interactive elements of the game are 2-dimensional, but there's some visual intrigue that is also 3-dimensional, which will allow me to continue to make like interesting 3D models and stuff. This is super placeholder, by the way. These are just shapes in Godot. I want to actually like model out some stuff. Nothing super crazy or like detailed. I still want it to have like a low poly, crunchy, pixelated effect, but it gives me an opportunity to utilize those skills in a setting where I don't have to worry about like 3D physics necessarily or anything to that nature. It's just mostly like cinematic. And of course also delivering information to the player. But it's a nice combo. Yo, look at the yellow, the 3s. They're kind of like making a shape. It almost looks like an ampersand. It's hard to see unless you look in like a smaller window. This game is not playable at small resolutions. I mean, it is, but I can't read any of this shit. We're gonna have to make the font bigger and more legible. This is the game so far. This is the prototype. This is like, so in my experience, what ends up happening is you have like a mock-up, usually in like Sprite or something, just a 2D image of your UI and like other elements that will come into effect for the game. And then you move on from the UI, like mock-up, and you have a prototype, which is just like taking the mock-up and making it look a little bit more like it's in-engine, making it function a little bit like it's in-engine, and then you start piling on the more nitty-gritty stuff. So this is where this is at right now. Once we get some like basic gameplay functionality carved out for this, which will just be like the summating ability and then like making sure that information gets passed around to all the components that need it, we will get more into like creating the gameplay loop, having an enemy that attacks you, giving yourself the ability to damage the enemy. What does taking damage look like as the ship? Maybe you have like HP, but maybe also this board represents the HP of your ship in some way, where like the more damage you take, the more garbage is installed in the board and you can utilize those numbers, etc., etc. There's a lot of like small things that make like pretty big impacts overall. So we'll play around in that space and just see how it goes. I also want to like, I'm probably going to change this layout one more time before we get into like actual development for the game, because all of this stuff notwithstanding, these are just assets. Everything else in this project is in this testing folder, because I don't feel like I'm fully ready to like start building the actual product. So I'm not super concerned over like some stuff like these tiles not being very good looking. We'll continue playing with the visual styling for that. I actually have a couple ideas that I think might be interesting to try. I'm trying to like avoid having things be so visually overstimulating that they make you want to throw up. Like this is already a little too much. It needs to be more subtle, but again, we're just kind of illustrating the effects that it has there. But I want it to be like very visually striking for something that's relatively simplistic. This layout, by the way, partially inspired by Caves of Cud, where like the gameplay world that you interact with is over here, and then you have like information systems and like UI over to the right hand side. So I've been like, ever since I played Caves of Cud, I was like, I want a game that has like a text box that just like outputs shit that's happening. It's cool, it's fun, it's interesting. So that's why this is here. I like slotted that in here on purpose. And it scrolls, but obviously not when we're in the engine. Okay. Yeah, I did just peepo talk a bunch. But that is, I think, where we're going to pause for the day in terms of development. I can't believe it's already 7:37. That's crazy. Oh, you mean the game is going to be peepo yapping? Yeah, it is. It will be. I need that. That's where all my venting is going to go. There's going to be Easter eggs galore. I'm keeping a short list of like enemies that I want people to run into, which are just like minor annoyances that I've been having. What's my zodiac sign? Are you trying to dox me? Are you trying to dox me? First you're asking my geolocation, now you're asking my birthday. How about this? How about this? You give me your social security number. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. That was mostly a bit. That was mostly a bit. What do you think I am? That's a good game. How about this? You guess, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. There was somebody that came in here like last week that was like, hey, where do you work? And I was like, bro, where the fuck do you work? I'm not telling you that. You think I'm insane? Think this is my first day on the internet? I work at twitch.tv/Zeppelin. Oh god. That was crazy. Oh my god, how could Vista add that emote? What emote are you talking about? The kiwi that you posted? Oh, the feet one? I don't want to give it too much attention, because that is not what my feet look like. It's just false advertising. Maybe Gemini? I will say you are wrong. I think you're on the wrong half of the year, if I remember the placement. Here, I'll give you a hint. Let's give you hints. How about that? I don't know if this helps or hurts, but I have a box of trinkets. You're working on a little colonism. You're gonna make it look like Caves of Cud. Let's fucking go, dude. That's amazing. In my trinket box, I have a vial of my cat whiskers. Like, these are whiskers from our cats that I just, every time I find one, goes in this vial. I have a dried ginkgo leaf from the trees near me, which I really enjoy. I have a discarded mahjong tile from an old set of like plastic ones. These were probably like cream colored at one point. Now they're Super Nintendo yellow. And then other various doodads like a key, a sticker. I also have a host of tarot card decks. Key stolen. Yes. Damn, wait, I got an ad. They'll narrow it down. They'll narrow it down. Crow energy. Dude, shiny stuff. Dude, there's not enough shiny stuff on the streets anymore. Remember we like 2005, you're walking down the street, there's coins littering the sidewalk. Everywhere you look, there's a shiny little dime or something. These days, you're fucking lucky to find a key that's been discarded and run over somehow a billion times. And it's like sharp. It's like super abrasive. You gotta be careful putting it in your pocket. You gotta consider whether or not it might damage the interior of your purse because it's so freaking abrasive. Did I clean the key? No. Why would I clean the key? It was being cleaned by the rays of the sun. The key is to discard it. So did you get it right? No, you're still wrong. I'm sorry. Did you hear that I have tarot decks? I'm giving you hints and I don't think they're helping at all. Mahjong Soul. We're gonna play Mahjong unless it's offline. Tuesday maintenance? Oh shit, you're right, it usually does go down on Tuesday. Which is the day, it's Tile Tuesday, man. This song goes crazy, dude. You live in Berlin and you're a Pisces? You're trying to move to either New York or China? Those are two very different options. It's Trans Tuesday. It can be both. There can be both. Tile Trans Tuesday. Dude, this guy is just yapping. You liked him for different reasons? I see. I see. Hold on. Sorry. We got to get the game capture. Ba-boo, ba-bee, boo-bee, boop. There we are. They aren't all that different if you move to Flushing? Flushing? Flushing, New York City? All right. Oh my god, I made this game? I did. Wait, I should change my title too. No longer. Now playing Mahjong. Me when you on Mahjong or something. There. You missed game dev time? Yes, you did! That's okay, though. I can't believe we've already been live for what? 3 hours? What the hell? New York is super diverse and open-minded and artsy, and China is like super futuristic and fun, stable and cheap to live in. Either Shanghai or Chengdu. The thing about China is like Chinese as a language is so insane. I took 2 semesters of Chinese in college. I don't remember fucking shit, dude. I remember how to ask for someone's phone number, but I don't remember like even how to count to 10. But if you start saying your number to me in Chinese, I'm gonna freak the fuck out and I'm gonna leave. I won't leave, but I'll be like, I can't understand you. I'm sorry I led you on. Ooh, okay. I'll get rid of it, even though it's very spicy. Appa forced you to add this emote? Which emote? Why did you pre-jack your apology before I even got to see the emote? I'm dropping the 3, man. Yeah, I'll close con because I'm a sicko. I'm a psycho. And then I'll drop the 5. Lamau, that emote is crazy. What emote are you talking about? Are y'all still talking about the foot emote? The furry foot emote? At this point, I'm just going to get rid of this for Tanya. Can't sleep? You added can't sleep? I can't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. What the hell's going on, man? Well, whichever option you choose to move to, I hope you enjoy it. It's a big decision either way. Ooh, wait, I don't have a pair if I get rid of this 8. Are you chitting me? And then we're gonna be in Furiton? Yikes and away. We've kind of fucked this up. That's okay. Okay, it didn't matter that much. Chill, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't even know that they called Ricci. I can't hear anything because the music is so loud. You should have never moved to Germany. Biggest mistake. How did you move to Germany? Where were you from before? Man. Yo, Clovey girl, what's up? How's it going? You're from Romania and you moved to Germany like 10 years ago? Oh, I see. Damn. Anytime I hear about Europeans just like moving to different countries, I'm like, how the fuck can y'all manage that? I'm American, okay? So like, I'm sand trapped in this place. I cannot fucking leave. They will not let me. It is impossible. EU can just move to any EU country? AU. Y'all remember Moonbase Alpha? AU. How did they sound it? I don't remember. Also, we have a 6-9 nice weight, but it's the cheapest hand you've ever seen. It's kind of embarrassing. If we get the 9, though, it's a Dora tile. So please, drop a 9, somebody. Ooh, that's a little scary. Yo, Chloe, thank you for the prime. You're gonna get the pan flute. You ready? That's kind of horrible sounding. I like it, but it's a weird, harsh noise. You're dead? Not dead. Okay, I'm gonna be dead. Not dead. Okay. Ah, they're dead! Thank you for the Dora tile. That's big for me, because it was only 1 Han otherwise. And we got the Ricci stick. Moving within the EU is like moving to a different state in the US. Okay, but what if I told you that moving to a different state in the US also feels fucking impossible? I'm not in Georgia by choice. Stop me if you've seen this one before. The green dragon again. You can't just move to New York? No. I mean, I literally could, but the financials just don't make it feasible. Just instantly double your income? Ooh, that was a weird pause. It's a bad tenpai, but it's kind of sneaky. So it's not illegal or red tape kind of thing? No, thankfully not. Although it might be at some point. I feel like red states are going to start being like, if you want to move out of state, you have to like go through this insane bureaucratic process to prevent you from moving so that we can continue to exploit your labor for tax purposes. Best way to make money is to become a jewelry heister? Jewelry heister feels like a German word. Are we going to keep our hand closed at all this game? Maybe not. Who knows? It's working out for us right now. Whoops. Germans are usually super introverted, obsessed with rules, always over-policing what other people do, super individualistic, suck at being vulnerable, and kind of bad at direct communication when it comes to deep things like their feelings. And your culture is kind of opposite of that. Intriguing. You'll be shot on sight. What did I say? Yo, Jed Brown, how's it going? It's always funny when somebody comes in and they're like, they're commenting on something that I said, but I can't remember what the hell they said. And now I'm like, am I going to die? Streamer brain real? Very true. Constantly cooking up. Why the two? I guess it's as good as anything right now. Just be born in Denmark? Life good? I actually am very jealous of European people. Maybe not like all Europeans, but there's like a subset of them that I'm pretty jealous over. Like, what do you mean you aren't super worried about having the same job for a long period of time? Because like, if you lose your job, it doesn't mean that if you get sick, you just fucking die. Or what do you mean that you want to pursue a passion in life that may not pay as well, but is still like fulfilling to you? But like, you know, you could just not die. Like, you can still have healthcare. I feel like Americans are so tethered to the systems that we have for like healthcare and whatnot that it actually like beats you down on a psychological level in like a fucked up way. Like, you have to get the high paying jobs so that you can afford to live, but also so that like, hold on, I have to make a tough decision. I'm actually gonna drop this shape and keep this. Yo, Nardog, what up? Yo, when the fuck are you gonna invite me over to play on the auto table, asshole? Just kidding. I'm glad you guys got it though. I heard you played a fuckload of it on Saturday night and I wasn't invited. That's fucked up, dude. You gotta come use the auto. Yeah, I know I gotta come use the auto table, man. Crap. We played one hand. That's not what Average Atlas said. Wait, when did they get in such high... What? I haven't been paying attention. I thought I was in first. What's an auto table? An auto table is a mahjong, like, it's a piece of furniture in your house that organizes and like sets up the wall for you so you can play lots of mahjong with low effort. It is a whole ass piece of furniture though. It saves so much time. Yeah, I bet it does. I bet it's awesome. I bet it's sick as fuck. Hey Nugs, what's up? How you doing? It plays mahjong for you. It does not play mahjong for you. That is merely a riff. I am jealous, okay? Look, I think we need to be honest with ourselves in this life. Why dance around your emotions when you feel them? I am jealous. And I am saying it out loud. Come over Saturday? I will. And you know what? I'm gonna fucking win every game we play. Maybe not every hand, but every game, you better watch out. Table gone. There's no way I could fit another piece of furniture in this. You Chanboed?
Congratulations.
Oh, if we take this, we're in like a weird fucked up wait. I'm gonna skip it.
Yippee!
I don't want to be waiting on just the 4. That's pain, bro. Fuck this. We're out of here. At least we have all of the value, so I'm not super scared of whatever they're cooking. But you know, yeah. Also, there is a world where we get Sanshoku here, but it's gonna be awkward. That would be pretty sick. Stop! This is actually pretty dangerous now. I think I'm going to deal into Toyman on accident if I drop this 6. Because they look like they're trying to keep all bamboo. Watching this game makes you feel very Chinese. It is a very Chinese game, but this is a Japanese variant specifically. That's why there's anime everything. I'm scared, man. I'm actually just gonna cut all my Pinzu and hold on to the bamboo. I think they might be Tenpai for Honitsu or something. Zorak, are you quoting anime? Like, until I see them drop a 6, I'm not touching it. This is too, even that is a little crazy. It seems pretty obvious they're going for a Honitsu. You guys are nuts! Okay, weird. Not the developments I was expecting, to be honest. That means the 6 is highly sus right now. This song makes me want to throw up. They might be going for like a toy or something. The entire state of this table is a little sus. Again, I have all the value though. Today on Hinge, you liked people who like Chikawa sharks, dinosaurs in Stardew Valley. Yo, they nailed it. All right, we can call stuff here, but we're in danger of dealing in if we drop this 6. They don't give a fuck, dude. Still no 3, 6, or 9 on the table. That's freaking scary, bro. Okay. I think we get the last draw, which sucks. You will marry anyone who likes sharks? What if they really like sharks, aka the billionaires from Shark Tank? What if that's what they mean? They were not even Tenpai, but they were in Tenpai for 3-9, which is odd, but still weird. Y'all know if it's possible to show collision shapes in Godot while not running the scene? Your collision shapes should be visible in the window, like your debug 3D viewport. If they're not, then you can drag their arrangement in the scene tree around so that they are on top of your sprites and stuff so you can see them. They might be behind like your sprites or your whatever. Yeah, no problem. That happened to me too. I was like, wait, where the fuck is my collision shape? Okay, we just kind of get a quick hand here, hopefully. It's already really close to completion. It's got lots of value. Dude, the green dragons are being so loose with it right now, dude. They're just like They're everywhere all the time. Sugar Man? Wait, isn't sugar spelled with an A? Are you showing off your feet emote that you got from somebody? Did you get gifted the channel that has the foot emote? Or did you actually pony up the dough? It makes a difference. It matters to know this. You got gifted? Okay. It makes it less weird, I think. No! Dude. This table's aggressive. You might commission one yourself? What's the point? You never stream. I have a buddy mode that costs, it's not $50, it's $10. Thank you very much. I can't believe Twitch hasn't banned like feet, because I think it's been memed enough that like people would, you know, it's funny how things are memed into like cultural awareness. Like I think foot fetishists are at like an all-time high right now because people are just like, they think it's like funny to have a foot fetish. I think the next thing on the horizon is, and it's already a thing, don't get me wrong, but the next big thing I think is going to be armpits. Like it's already a thing, don't get me wrong, but that's like on the fringes. It's moving more and more towards like the mainstream, haha. Zazzle has 10 different armpit emotes on his channel. Case in point. Art where they draw armpits like a vagina. You forgot to type that into your search window and instead typed it into Twitch chat. Just letting you know. Good comebacks. Check your upper lip. Ha 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 ha. Get owned. You don't know what I'm talking about? I actually don't know what I was talking about either, to come to think of it. I do know what I was talking about, but I'm like, wait. I don't think it works the way I used it. Dude, what do you need? I can't drop the green dragon. That's insanity. Drop the 6. That's also probably pretty bad. So there's like a social riposte that you can do if someone is like dunking on you, right? And they like make fun of your comeback or something like that. You can be like, yeah, well, why don't you wipe it off your top lip or some shit like that. I don't remember the tech, dude. I've been out of the game too long. So many dangerous things. Not dead. I'm washed. Oh yeah, safe tiles. Let's freaking go. What's the odds he's waiting on a north wind? They could be waiting on it, but I'm not super concerned there. I'm mostly concerned that we don't see a single green dragon anywhere on the table. There's sussy things. Oh, we can't. We cannot do that. Five-minute monologue about how she refuses to shower. I refuse to shower. Okay, hold on. I don't refuse to shower. I shower all the time. But I showered twice yesterday, and I didn't want to shower this morning because I was like late for work already. And then I don't want to shower tonight because I'm going to shower twice tomorrow. Why twice? Because I shower in the morning, and then when I get home, so Tuesday, I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay? Damn, bro. He had 2?
つも
Get the mailman?
ドラ2
Jesus Christ, bro. Okay, he just wins.
羽マン
Good for him. I'm in 4th, and I haven't dealt into anybody. We've just been like kind of lackadaisical this whole stream. Just shower 7 times on Mondays. That doesn't really work with my schedule. Glorpless? I do like that. It's very Peter Griffin coded. Hey, Lois. But no, I shower twice on days that I go to the gym. We gotta let it rip. Beyblade. It's not even Pinfu. It's Riichi no Mi, dude. That sucks. But if we get Ipatsu, drop the 1. Nobody wants 1. Yeah! They thought I didn't need it because I dropped the 1.
リーチ一発
It went from being 1 Han to 2 Han. Hey, we're in 2nd place, just like that. Nice. Damn, what the fuck? Look at this shape, dude. I need something a little bit more chill. This is not chill, but it's good. Tell Appa raw. Then she was completely stone-faced. I feel like I'm very bad at hiding when I'm upset. Mox is calling. Hello. What's up, babe?
What are you doing?
I'm playing Jong
Who are you driving with?
by myself. I mean, I'm on stream, but
Oh, Tuesday.
indeed it is.
Wait a little bit.
Okay.
I am not even a little bit hungry because we had an art gallery with the kids like I did last night, and there were so many snacks. I made so many crackers and fruit and vegetables and cookies. If you need food, I can stop and get you food. But
I'm not that hungry either. I recognize that I need to eat, but I think I'll survive.
I mean, we do still have food at the house. I just like we got snacks at the house too.
I will survive.
Alright. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit.
Okie dokie, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, yes. Okay, I thought they got me. Phew. I'm dealer, so I really want to like push for this, but at the same time, we're in dangerous territory. This, I mean, look, we don't have enough intel to go off of. Now, we do need to cut this now, which is very sus,
リーチ
but it's worth going in if we survive. Now you're locked in here with me, buddy. 3 and 6. 3 and 6. Ow! Okay. Oh no, that was safe. Everybody just chill. They'll cut it again because it's safe against them. Did you like my scream of panic? Nice, that just passed. Cartoon scrum. Uh-oh.
このこのスキ
Woo! The Dora passed.
見ている
Shit. No, it's so close, man. I think everyone's wise to me. We still don't know what they're looking for. Oh,
ロン
Oh, baby. That's huge.
リーチダイヤンドラ
It could have been better, but we hit the person in first. So I think we've usurped them barely. There's still 2 more repeats to go. This is a razor's edge game, dude. Everyone's so close together. Like, anybody is in striking distance for first right now. I mean, they need like a pretty big hand, but a Mongon against first place will get them there. It's annoying. These are highly tense situations. How are the games? This is probably the one and only game we're gonna play tonight, but it's going okay. We haven't dealt in, but we haven't really been completing our hands, as is evidenced by the fact that we are barely winning. But it's been going okay. We are up. I think we're at the highest points that we've ever been at since getting to Expert 3. We're still on the long way to Master. Ugh, this hand sucks. If my hand sucks, statistically, that means someone else's hand is probably awesome. Which is bad news for me. Doesn't that feel that way? Like, anytime someone does a 9 terminal or honor discard or withdrawal or whatever it's called, redraw, I feel like I have like a hand that's like Ishan 10, and then they call that, and I'm always like, well, fuck me, I guess. Yeah, that's what you feel? Samara, when's the last time you played Mahjong? I'm not trying to gatekeep or whatever, but I feel like you're just kind of... You're just like conversing. Which is fine, you're allowed to do it. But I can't tell if you're being sincere. If Simbera was at the Mahjong table, she'd try to eat the tiles. March 23rd, 2025. It's been over a year. Damn. Time flies. Fuck them for trying to feel included. That's not what this is about. That was me trying to have a moment, a sincere moment. But instead, I was being lied to. They look yummy? They do. I've definitely put a Mahjong tile in my mouth before, which is kind of disgusting to think about. Because, like, how many hands have touched them? There's Mahjong soaps. I haven't seen that. They stole our idea, which is unfortunate. So this is unfortunate because if they sumo, we're dealer, which means it's going to hurt us the most. And we're already barely winning, and we're going into the south round, like last round after this. Ugh, guys, can we not? Fuck. We actually don't know anything safe. That was kind of scary because if they had set it up that they got that. Oh, they got Ipatsu. Damn. That hurt them pretty bad. They are also now... We are neck and neck, folks. Except for the dealer, but they are the dealer at this point in time, so... You make sure to hand wash every Mahjong tile every night so you can rest easy. Oh, that's super nice. Have you actually seen video footage of a Mahjong parlor like employee cleaning their tiles? It's actually so sick. It's very satisfying to watch. They've got it down to like a science. Ugh. We really want to try to complete this hand ASAP, and it's not looking fast. There's a lot of honors to cut if we want to go Tanyao, and they just keep on coming. I'm going to cut this, though, first, in case we draw a second north. Yo, Pando, thank you for the follow. Good chatting today. Good chatting. Okay, so now it cannot be opened unless we get a 6, but then that would complete this. Yeah, we're going to keep this hand closed, as unfortunate as it is, as slow as it will be. 9 out of 10 Zeppelin moments are insatier, and also the 1 out of 10 are hard to gauge. You have read every single one of my messages stream, but you feel ignored. Please read the message before this one. Thank you. A Simbera needs constant attention. You have read every single one of my messages this stream, but I feel ignored. I need you to know that that is a you problem. This sucks, by the way. Damn it. Whoa. Yeah, did you mean insincere? No BM, I just didn't. I thought you were making like a. I thought that might have been like an emote that I've never seen before. If they win, we get second if we don't deal in. So I'm gonna fold safely here. Very depressive. What? I haven't watched Breaking Bad or what you call it. This is fine. I think we get second place. Yep, barely second, but we'll take that over third or fourth. That one was close enough we could have had any of them. 51 is not bad. We take those. 998. Yo, let's freaking go. We're back, or almost back to the halfway point. Which is where we started, for the record. Let's play one more. We'll do one more. That one went by pretty fast. High rank. I'm actually not. This is like, I think this is the median rank. To get higher, you just have to like play a lot. And I don't play a lot of ranked. I play maybe like 3 to 4 games of ranked a week. I play friendlies a lot. Holy fuck, that loading screen. That one's not even close to the worst, which is why I didn't respond to it at all. We're dealer first, which is never fun. What is this? Sachiku? I'm gonna drop the 9 first here. Give me the, keep this for hopium, and then everything else is actually looking okay. Where do you know this song? It's from Undertale. Can y'all hear this? Listen. Did y'all hear that? I like that you just keep posting that foot emote like it's like a toy that you got at the store and you're very excited about it. Message signature. Slime man. This could have been, this might be Cheetoy? What the hell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It is Cheetoy. I hate that, man. Oh, we're Cheetoy maxing? I'm gonna Dama the Cheetoy as dealer because I'm scared. Do you have a toy in your hand that you got from the store that you're very excited about? I got it a long time ago. I left it in my purse for a long time. I forgot about it. I dug it out of my purse recently. It got lost in this room and then I found it again and now I'm playing with it. So yes, to answer your question. How big is my purse? It's big enough to hold a lot of fun little doodads and gadgets and stuff. This is the Dora tile. I probably just dealt in, didn't I? No? Okay, that was scary. I don't think we can, in good faith, drop the Dora tile. We're still in Tenpai. Purse does not equal wallet. Exactly, yeah. Where's my sperm? I don't know. I was looking for it the last time it was brought up. I still haven't found it. I think it's in like a drawer somewhere. They dropped 4, which means 7 might actually be safe. I'm a fucking psycho. Is this a purse? The thing you just linked? Dude, you love JJ's. Is this your favorite store now? Yeah, I would call that a purse. That's purse enough. It's like they say it's a messenger bag, but I mean, messenger bags can be purses, depending on their size. Favorite store that you'll never buy from again? Why won't you buy from them again? Someone drop the bird, please. I need the bird. It's very far away. Can't you order stuff online? Yo, Leo, thank you so much for the 13 months. Holy. Of course, they sumo while I'm dealer. Hope you're doing well, Leo. How is your vacation going? I saw you got that big ass monitor. I hope it's been treating you well. Travel cost is very great, but you can order stuff online? Am I misinterpreting what you're saying? Is it not called travel cost? The order is very far away, so they don't have like warehouses worldwide that can handle it. You gotta understand, I'm from America. The engine of human suffering is huge. I can order like the most esoteric random shit and have it delivered same day. It just depends on if it's at the local location, whatever it is. Dispatch. This is a shitty tempai. It's your birthday! I forgot that today exactly was your birthday. Buckle up. Whoop. Happy birthday. Hope it was a good one. Hope it continues to be nice. You did jobs and ate fried chicken? Jobs? Jobs? On your birthday? I'm nervous that if we don't call Ricci soon, someone's going to discard the 3 and the jig is up. It's right next to Dora, though, and it is one of the Dora tile indicators, so it would be a tough one for it to work out that way. By the way, I don't even want to discuss what's going on with the bamboo suit of tiles here. 4, wait, 5, 6, 7. Oh, never mind. It's pretty straightforward. I was getting confused because I was reading it backwards. But yeah, Leo, hope it's a good one. There's the 4. Ooh, that does make things better. A lot better. Let it rip! We need the value. Big time. I forget what I'm waiting on. 7p for bamboo. And we have most of the value, so I'm not too concerned. That is unfortunate, but you know what? I'll go toe to toe. This hand is worth it, dude. Gotta have faith. My weight is like really hard to read right now because of the Sean Pawn. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Not dead. We got him. That's big. Oh, it's even bigger with the Ura. Let's freaking go. Managed to get Mangan. Big. Still not first though, unfortunate. Did they deal into Kami? Toyman's having a rough game. I feel like when I play, if I do well, the person that usually is doing the worst is Toyman. So don't sit across from me at the table. You have to poo, have a good stream. You have to announce your departure upon needing to use the restroom. Does it take you like 20 minutes? You should eat more fiber. I thought you cared? I don't know what you're talking about. Last week it took Simbera 10 minutes to pee. You should drink more water. I like the idea of someone that goes to the restroom just like because they feel like it's the time is right. Like, you know, it's like they don't need to go, but they're like, I feel like I need to go. Or not even that they feel like they need to go. They're just like, okay, it's been like 3 hours. I should probably go pee. And then even if you don't have to pee, you're just standing there like, or sitting there just waiting. This is a weird weight. It's a Sean Pond, but on the ends, and there's nothing to indicate what I need here, but also like the only reason 9 would be cut is because it's not useful to the person that's currently dealing with it. This hand is pretty low value otherwise, but we did get Sumo. Do you go to the restroom to burn 10 minutes? I do that too sometimes, but I usually, instead of going to the restroom because I don't want to be in the restroom, if I don't have to be in the restroom, I go into the stairwell. That was nice. Another Mongon. We take those. Sometimes we'll just go in the stairwell and go up or down like 3 floors and then just like cry a little bit. It's very healthy behavior. I just don't want to hang out in the bathroom. Ooh, 789, 456. We could. There's like a small chance we get an Itsu here, but I mean, this hand is pretty close to Tenpai. If we draw a 1, we're going to be on a weird Shanpan, although I don't think we are. And by Shanpan, I mean just a single tile weight. I think this is going to be dangerous. We should probably cut this sooner rather than later, but I'm kind of like, what if we draw 1? What if we draw 1 and then we get 7 in 1 weight? The weight would be bad, but the value is there. Oh my god, literally what I just described happened. Strike fear into their hearts. We must call Riichi. We have no Yaku otherwise. What if you incorporated Mahjong mechanics into your game? I was going to have... I'm like, I don't want to... Like, we're going to be developing this on stream. Because I want it to be like a focus of the channel for the next foreseeable future. Because I feel like I need something to latch onto. But, so I'm not really worried about, like, spoilers for stuff. I think one of the enemies I want to design is, like, the concept of Mahjong. Not just Mahjong, but, like, the concept of it. So you won't be playing Mahjong, but you'll be playing against, like, a Mahjong tile set that looks like an angel or something, like Be Not Afraid style shit. Don't. That's the dealer. I'm locked in here with them. They're not locked in here with me. I'm locked in there with them. Drop a 1. Drop your bird. Drop the bird. You think it's safe? It's safe against the dealer. With the 9, it was a little more safe, but still scary. Uh-oh. Drop the bird! Or the Dora tile would be nice too, but also crazy at this point. Ugh. They're chasing? The bird's in the wall, for sure. The bird's in the wall. That's bad news, bears. You heard a Kingdom Hearts song, Rip the VOD? I haven't been exporting the VODs for quite some time. I did one recently. Do Kingdom Hearts songs get tanked no matter what? They dropped the bird, they thought it was safe. It's not fucking safe. It's what I'm waiting on.
リーチドラに
Pretty good, pretty good. Nice. Thanks for the Reachy Stick donations as well from Kami. You just learned this on guitar? Yo, let's go. Are you been playing your nylon string? What if they made like a really long necked guitar that used nylon strings and they called it a nylong string guitar? That'd be pretty sick. What if they made a surfboard guitar? Like that one guy, Takanaka? Does anybody else think that like Japanese people names are easy to remember because of how phonetic they are? Like how percussive they are? Spanish classical guitar? No, but it's got like a fucking crazy long neck, like a brontosaurus. We call it the nylon string guitar. I'm gonna cut this. It's a little scary because it's close to Dora. And we got like E-Peiko opportunity. If we get the E-Peiko, we might Dama this as dealer. But otherwise, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. Try to play a little stealthy. Nylon string. Hey, Nard Dog. The tiles for the Mahjong set, are they, they're not numbered, are they? Have you been committing these to memory? Fuck no, they're not numbered. That's fine. And it fucks you? Is that why you chomboed? We're actually setting ourselves up for kind of a shit situation, but whatever. And it fucks you. Oh, that's how you chomboed! Gotta learn the numbers, man. You'll get it. You're already like most of the way there. 5 and 8. We got the E-Peiko. We're gonna Dama for just a sec here. Gonna be a little sneaky. The reason I'm waiting is because 8 is a Dora tile, which I don't think is gonna come out as soon as I call Ricci, and then we've already got 2 of the 5s, so it's unlikely another 5 will show up. Now this changes things, but we're Furiton. Okay, so we can't do that. We're just gonna chill for a sec. Nope, can't do it. Whoa! I dropped my... Uh-oh. Yeah, you gotta learn the numbers in case you play, like, if you want to do, like, a tournament this summer. Because, like, the Ricci Club will do a tournament, usually in the summer months. They don't have the numbered tiles. You'll get laughed out of the room if you show up looking out for a set with numbered tiles at the tournament. Can one of you guys drop the Dora tile already? You're okay with that? It's like being the only person that doesn't know how to use chopsticks at the restaurant. They gotta know something's up. I feel like I'm about to deal in, just trying to push this hand, which right now is not very valuable, but I'm the dealer. Maybe we let it rip on the last 10 tiles here just to go crazy, because I'm not gonna fold. I haven't gathered enough intel. Let's make them sweat a little bit. Perhaps they fold. That was insanely bold. I guess because I dropped 4. Oh, it's Kenbutsu. Never mind. Uh-oh! It's only one of those discarded. I guess I had one too, but it's a little scary. I think I might have scared some people into folding. These are weird cuts. Oh!
No.
Oh! Get killed! Is that it? No, they're not dead. I'm glad I called Ricci. Oh! 2 Ura?
ドラに
Let's go, dude.
マンガン
That's 3 Mongons this game. So they're not dead, but that stung dramatically. I'm glad I called the Ricci, dude. We wouldn't have got those Ura. Honitsu? No. Nah, this is not Honitsu. This is a low value, quick hand that we can take to the bank rapidly, potentially. There's lots of chaff that needs to be cut. Hello? Ooh. So maybe we don't open the hand. It depends on what we draw. We need to get rid of this and this probably. Although we're the only person that wants it. I was tempted to con there, but I don't think that is wise in this position. I think when you're this far ahead, you need to limit the amount of value your opponents can get. So calling con there would just open me up to being vulnerable to someone getting a big hand. So I think I will just remain humble. I will start to call this hand though. There's a lot of pairs that we can take advantage of. This is probably going to come out soon if it's in someone's hand. We have nothing close to Dora, which is unfortunate. The song is pretty. It's weird how different the songs from Haystar, depending on like which part of the game you're playing. I'm actually amazed over how much music is in that game. The soundtrack is like 4 hours long. Nobody wants to draw the stuff that, or drop the stuff that I need, huh? This player is insane with it. They're like cutting a bunch of middle tiles. Ricci, huh? I think I would rather just fold unless we can get like some very safe things to drop and push at the same time. They dropped a 9. We haven't seen a 6 come out. It is next to Dora. I would not put it past them to be waiting on it at this point. I don't know about this 3. Like 3 and 6 are kind of scary in context of them calling Ricci here. Yo, Noel, what up? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I liked your little lamp that you posted the other day. It was cute. It looks like something you could get at like IKEA, or maybe there's a store in, okay, 3 is safe. There's a store near us that is like a Japanese home goods store. And it also has like stationery and stuff like that. That lamp looks like something you would find there. Got this week off? Yo, let's freaking go, dude. So many people taking the time off. You love to see it. Well, I hope you have a good week off. Do I call this? I think no. These people are, they're cruising for a bruising, as I like to say. They're pushing some pretty unsafe stuff. But it's good. We've got good intel. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Ooh, they were tenpai? Okay, they were cooking. Good for you. We need to speed run the next 3 rounds. Minimum, no repeats. We got to close this game out. 1, because stream has gone over already, and 2, I want to win. You've been trying to figure out shipping stuff? Like shipping goods across the world? I used to ship like merch and stuff when I was in a band. It fucking sucked. I hated going to the post office. Everyone there was always so pissed off. Like the people that worked there, the other customers that were there. And I was just like, hello, can you take this box and move it to another part of the world? And they're like, fuck you for asking. What the hell? Why would you do that? But that's just my experience. I'm sure it's nicer other places, perhaps. Okay. We have Ishan 10. Someone drops the red dragon. We drop the 7. We have a dookie shit 8p weight. Or we get the 8p ourselves. And now we're waiting on a tile. This actually feels weird. We're gonna just lie low. If someone discards the red dragon, we win the hand. So I want to not raise suspicion and just quietly move along. And that's why you Dama, dude. That's why you Dama. Sending a drink they don't sell to in the US too there. Sadly, it's glass bottles, so you gotta make sure you pack it well too. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I don't really know how stuff like that works, like customs and whatever. Shipping to different countries seems like a complicated process that you would think we've kind of like streamlined by now, but clearly not quite. Pretty nice. Pretty nice setup here. We can't really open this hand. So I'm hoping we get one of these 2 dragons. I'm trying to cut like these floaters while we know they're safe. We have 1, 2, 3 with an extra 1, double 4, 6. We have a 2, 3, 4 with a 4, 6 and a 1, 1 pair. Well, this hand has a lot of work that it needs to have done to it, and that is unfortunate. At least they're not dealer right now. That early Riichi is really strong though. I wonder what their weight is, because depending, we're in trouble. Hello. Thank you. How you doing? Yeah, hide your place of work. Hi. How you feeling?
Done. So that chodai.
Ooh, they got you.
Hi, Noel.
Oh, goodness. Man, Toyman's having a rough day.
That art thing was a lot.
Oh, yeah? I keep thinking you're like holding your heart like you're not feeling well, but you're just hiding your... Yeah.
Covering my...
I was like, oh God, what's going on?
Job that is written.
It's a gift and under $100 in value, so it's exempt from extra US custom charges. Interesting. Yeah, that stuff is like complicated. Shipping things out of country. So we just want to end this as quickly as possible. We're in the last potential round. We don't want this north wind, unfortunately, but it's a nice pair at the very least, and probably pretty safe to discard later. Okay, we're getting good stuff. Like, these are good draws. Toyman's discards are a little weird. I wonder if they just win AFK. I really want to accept another pair into this hand. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I don't think I want to accept another pair. Hello? Okay. An interesting move. Probably trying to just secure second place at this point. Understandable. I can't really tell what they're doing. No Pinzu discarded. I don't think that means they're going for a Honitsu. It's just odd. Okay, so now we actually have a triplet with our pair here. And we have a longer run and then 2 Ryeonman waits. We still have quite a ways to go. Well, actually, no, we're each on 10. 3-6 with... This is not Pinfu, so we have to call Riichi here. I guess I'm going to do it and hope that we don't deal into Kami. Or, yeah, this is Kami. This is literally like Riichi Dora 1. We sumo. So Riichi sumo Dora 1 with potential Ura chance. No Ura. We discarded so many of these. Like the 4. But that doesn't really matter because we already had a pretty high score and then we just won the game. Let's go! That was a clean, clinical. That game played itself. We didn't even really have to think. Very nice. We are now officially back over the middle threshold. At long last. You need to find a suitable box to pack it all in. Every single place you can find selling shipping boxes only do delivery, which is annoying. That is weird. I gotta look at the log for that game real quick. I want to see what the game thought of our plays. S-? Okay, we take it. That's pretty damn good. How did this one go? A? That's fair. That's fair. So it gave us an S, an A, an S, an S, an S, an S minus, a B plus, a C minus. This round, they hated whatever I was trying to do. Why? I discarded the W. It really wanted the 9 to go, which is 6 in one half, half a dozen in the other. I don't really understand why it wants the 9 to be gone so bad. We do eventually get rid of it, and then it wants dragon, like the green over the red. And the reason it prioritizes green, by the way, and I always forget this, but the reason it prioritizes green is because of the all greens Yakuman. So if you're going to get rid of your dragons, it wants you to cut green early because otherwise the danger escalates over time. There was like 5 turns in that round. And it just wanted me to discard the 9 for 2 of them, so it gave me a C minus. Fine, whatever. Okay, well, folks, that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll be live again on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, that's Thungry Thursday, where we're going to cook on stream after we do a little bit of game dev or gaming or whatever we're fancying that day. Probably game dev. Like I said, I want to try to keep momentum going on this project. Thank you guys for being with me while I stumbled through the prototyping phase of that. We're going to do, there's a little bit more prototyping to do, but we have objectives and we're going to keep pushing forward with them. So let's go. You missed everything about the project? Don't worry. You'll see it at some point. You'll see it at some point, I'm sure. Yo, let's go say hey to... Let's go say hey to M, or an M, playing some Blueprints. Folks, have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for stopping by. Pondo, it was great to meet you. Glad you hang out. Tage, I hope you're feeling better. Good to see you. Stay calm. Do what your doctor says. Don't let your blood pressure rise too much. I'm glad you got to 7.99 though. Congratulations, that's huge. I can't believe you didn't stream it, man. Now you just have to do it again on stream so we actually have evidence of the journey. Did you record it? Anyways, we'll answer these questions in the Discord. Bye everybody. See you next time. Exit Vims, thanks for being here.